Good afternoon, everyone. Jeff Pistol on the Hills Footy Media Team, welcoming you to today's edition of the Call of the Wild. As Matt the Roadie has transported the Dreammaker out to the Valley of Praise and Thomas Foods International Park here in Lobethal for the Hills Football League Round 9 Division 1A grade clash between the hosting Tigers and the Nairne Bremer United Rams. And once again, great to have you aboard our worldwide stream. Again, made possible by our wonderful broadcast partners, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Mortgage Choice, Jarrett, Nissan, Adelaide Star Buses, Business Plaza and Chris Shaw Accounting. All great people, as I said, have made it possible throughout the season. And, well, as the weather is on the improve, spring is on the way and finals on the horizon. Today we feature the final minor round match of the shortened 2020 campaign with two of the improved sides from last season doing battle. And, well, as spring arrives, they say a young man's thoughts turn to love, and in the absence of a few of our Call of the Wild regulars this afternoon, there is certainly much to love about this young man. Joining us in commentary to Sabo, well, the great young man himself, Mitchy Weeks. Great to have you on board, Mitch.
Yeah, thanks, Pistols. Good to be here, mate. Thanks for having me in the Dreammaker. Looking forward to a good afternoon.
Yeah, and as I said, the perfect conditions out here in the Valley of Praise, that's for sure, and good crowd in the house. And, yeah, Tigers on their way to finals, elusive finals appearance, which we'll talk about shortly. But in the meantime, once again, down on the boundary, as per usual, it's great to welcome the two men with all the stats for this afternoon, Jaden and Indy. Indy, 500 man, also known as the toe cutter these days because of your cutting comments. Indy, good to see you, mate.
Great to see everybody here at a beautiful day at Lobethal right now. Today I'm going to be tracking the Lobethal Tigers and two particular players to keep an eye on. Tim Jenkin, number 17, and on top of that we got Aidan Riley, number 43 from the Tigers. So those are some significant names to look for, and well, you might call it a dead rubber game, but it's still going to be quite interesting to see what Nairne show, because they have shown some brilliant performances against some of the best this year, and they're definitely looking forward to propelling that a little further. But again, Lobethal have done really well so far, so they just want to keep up some midfield dominance. How about you, Jaden?
Good afternoon, boys. Mitchy, Pistols, Indy. Yeah, great to be here today. Should be a great game of footy, I'm hoping for. Sun's out, beautiful day for footy. So yeah, Lobethal and Nairne have won one game each. So in the two times they played each other, Jack Osborne has kicked 28 goals for the year and 10 goals at home. There's a stat for you as well. And Darcy Hurrigan has kicked 24 goals for the year and also 6 goals away. So goal scorers against Nairne and Lobethal. Fisher has kicked 4 goals against Nairne, and Horrocks top scores for Nairne and 5 goals against Lobethal. Since 2010, obviously, Nairne hasn't beaten Lobethal. Lobethal's only played them once. And last time that Lobethal had won more than 3 games in a row was in 2016 from rounds 5 to 9. So there's a stat for you boys as well. And Darcy Hurrigan has kicked 62 goals against Lobethal. So in the 9 games he's played against them. So there's some stats for you. Looking forward to this game. Should be a great game of footy today. So.
Good on you, boys. And looking forward to your input throughout this afternoon. Now, Mitchy, as I said, great to have Mitchy Weeks on board with us. And, well, Mitch, we just do a little bit self-indulgent here, mate. Well, a great career. Well, football didn't mix with you, unfortunately. What have we had, 3 knee recos? Or
2, yeah, mate.
2. So, how do you feel, mate? Cut down your prime. You're still only a young man. What, 20?
23.
23. I was trying to work out. Yeah, 23 and to have a pretty handy career cut down. Do you feel a bit, well, against the game, a bit of a grudge about it? Why me? I suppose a lot of people, you know, come across that. Some people are injury prone, some are not, but, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely tough on days like today, mate. Sun's out, obviously the boys are going well. Love to be out there playing alongside a few of, yeah, childhood heroes almost. You got AG out there and Matty Fuller. Couple of boys that have mixed it with the best. Yeah, it's a different one, but just happy to see them out there playing well. Good footy. Nairne have brought over a heap of people today, so there's a good crowd in.
Brilliant.
They mentioned it's a bit of a dead rubber, but I sort of see it a little bit different. Great chance for Nairne to finish the season on a good note. I mean, we've been down the latter end of the table the last few years, and it's always good to take some momentum into the off-season. And for us, Tigers, obviously, great chance to take some momentum into the finals, mate. So looking forward to seeing what the afternoon's got in store.
And as you said, the Tigers up and about as the reserves encounter here heading towards the closing stages. The Tigers 14-17 at the moment, Nairne 6-4. And I know we were trying to, off air, we were trying to work out the last time the Tigers Magoos played in the finals.
Yeah, a long time ago, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sort of struggled a little bit with depth being a smaller town. I mean, it's no secret that weight of numbers sort of helps in all grades, but A grade's been the beneficiary of some of the B grade players. Again, this year we've struggled with injury, so they've some of the senior B graders have stepped up and come through, and some of the youngsters too, who I'm sure we'll touch on later on this afternoon. But great to see them up and about. Every club's B grade is the morale of the club, I think. So, yeah, really good for these
and
boys.
am I right in saying first-year coach, the Snake, Matt Jenkins,
Snake,
so
yep.
he's taken him into the finals.
Yep, he'll tell you
Probably
about
saying,
it.
well, why'd they wait so long to give me the job?
Mate, he's been saying that nearly on a weekly basis, but good on him. He's done a fantastic job. I know the youngsters have got a lot of respect for him and what he's got to say. Talk about a bloke that's been around the block and done that, played finals footy, club best and fairest winner, club runner-up, best and fairest winner. Yeah, fantastic bloke, and he's done wonders for us.
So in your sort of short senior career, Mitch, you packed a bit in. Of course, Eastern Zone rep at the SA Country Championships. Of course, Hills League rep. How enjoyable was that?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, a couple of years in a row, we went over to Augusta and Lincoln, Port Augusta
Okay.
and Port Lincoln. So quality facilities, both of them. Great to, play against and with some of the best that the state's got to offer. And it's even better to play with, blokes you play against every week. Mix in with those and
Get a
develop-
different perspective.
Yeah,
on it.
absolutely. And, it gives you a great insight to what other clubs are doing, how they're developing their players. So I'd encourage anyone that's thinking of giving it a go next year, albeit it goes ahead, the Interleague.
Yeah.
And then, off to the country champs if you're lucky enough. So, it was a great experience, mate. As I said, I'll encourage anyone that wants to have a crack to have a crack.
So one knee's bad enough, mate. And of course, you had a shoulder as well. At
Yeah,
the same
two
time.
shoulders. Yeah.
Two shoulders.
Two shoulders,
and
two
knees.
Yeah, mate, yeah.
Same
Same on
limbs?
both, yeah.
Yeah, same on both. So, as I said to you previously, was come to the realisation that you couldn't play footy. How hard was that?
Yeah, it's pretty tough, mate. I am still
I know the first one would have
optimistic.
been, yes.
The first one was hard. Then to come out and play about a game, got through one game, and then 3 minutes of the second, and Big Addy at Onkers turned me inside out, and it went again.
Just turning and
Ball went over our head, turning around, and it snapped. It is tough, mate. I'm lucky I've got cricket in my life.
I was going to get onto that because
it's pretty tough, and to see the boys, as I mentioned, we've been down the bottom end of the table the last few years. To see us, sometimes not be so competitive, it's tough to watch. That's for sure.
it's interesting down here, Mitchie, because down where the old cricket nets were, the new pavilion. I noticed a sign on it, the Weeks Pavilion. Is that named after,
definitely not after
Randall or you?
It's definitely not after me, mate. I don't think it'd be after Dad either. I don't know. I'll have to check with that. But
We're just
bit
look at
going on.
the large amount of fans under it. No doubt I reckon it might get a bit used though, because that sun's got a bit of sting in it. People out enjoying on the hill here at the King Wing mound, but to tell you what, getting out the sun too quickly could be, and suntan being applied. So here we are, the last Saturday football in winter. Mitch, and it's like a day down at the beach.
I was just saying earlier to someone else, Pistols, we've been quite lucky with the weather. Talk about not missing out and wanting to play footy. We had the bye last week, which was really the only wet weather game. Other than that,
picked it well.
Been unbelievable weather for footy, and we've seen some great standard quality of footy too across the leagues. I've had a sticky beak at other results and been having a few chats around the traps, and by all reports, there's some quality stuff being put out there. Obviously, Handel for the benchmark, but there's a few gunning them down, and hopefully we have a competitive final series.
Absolutely, but as you said, perfect conditions out here, or you might be able to hear in our background monitor mics pretty well. You're an expert out here. The flag on top of the scoreboard's flapping pretty well. So what do you reckon? 3 to 4 goals towards the scoreboard end?
4 goals, mate.
4 goals?
Yeah.
Okay. And now, before we get on to today's game, you just touched on it briefly. Your main pursuit now, sport, the Tigers, cricketer, doing very well. In fact, well done. State country T20 champions. How good was that to play at Adelaide Oval and bring home the bacon?
Yeah, it was good, mate. Fantastic experience. Even better, the boys could get the job done. Yeah, that's once in a lifetime sort of stuff, and all the boys thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, really good experience.
How'd you go, mate? You get a bit of swagger just walking out there with knowing some of the great men who've walked out the bat there, Bradman, etc., the Chapels.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
I would be lying if I wasn't a little bit overwhelmed. Even luckily we fielded first. That gave it.
Yeah.
That sort of took the edge off. But yeah, the boys were rapt to be out there, and that sort of happened just after the bushfires, and we played a team, you know, down from Port Lincoln Way, and they were affected down there too. So it was quite a good day, really.
Yeah. Now, speaking about the bushfires, we look across the very picturesque Valley of Praise, Thomas Foods International Park here. Mentioned, I think we were out here earlier in the year, one of the earlier rounds. It just amazes me when you look around and just see all the, you know, still the signs of what was a very disastrous day here. You know, the blackened trees still there, the undergrowth all gone. It's just, and a few houses obviously unfortunately lost. It just must have been a terrible day for the community.
It was, mate. It was pretty shocking to the week after. Was just unbelievable. The way everyone got around each other, it sort of brought everyone together. But yeah, that was a pretty frightening 24 hours, 48 hours. I mean, there was even fires going the next week. So, but that being said, sort of everyone got together and sorted it out pretty quick. We just, thoughts go out to those who lost their houses and stuff. The rest of us were pretty lucky.
And it was a fantastic effort. We spoke about it earlier. I said earlier the season we were here with your father, Randall, of course, the erstwhile president of the Tigers. The way the two footy clubs, Lobethal and obviously Yonkers, got together for that big bash day. Did you have a crack in that yourself?
No, I didn't, mate. I thought I'd
I didn't want to
just
show 'em
let
up.
the boys go at it. It was a great day. I was there watching, that's for sure. Yeah, it was a fantastic day. And
you
they
were
raised
just
a fair bit of
making
money.
sure the beer tent was well populated.
Well, I was making sure they were running low. Yeah, it was a great day. Good on Andrew Adcock out there for putting it on. Yonkers boys did a great job.
I think our man Shane Collins was involved.
He was, Shano.
Actually, I got a phone call from Shane. He thought it was might be a bit warm for him here today. He's usually the cold. That's the happy medium there. It's either too hot, too cold for him. So
a bit precious, is he?
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, now getting on to the more important things. Mitch, today's game, just as you said, a few young Tigers coming through the ranks, and just a couple of names that bob out here in the selected lineup. Jake Orick, who we saw earlier in here, but Jake Stafford and Zane Grivell, because the name Grivell you'd associate more with the Harndale Football Club. What's the history there?
Yeah, so he's friends with a few boys from school. I'm not sure whether he had a year off last year. I think he might have had a year off, but tried his hand at coming out here for a pre-season training.
I reckon he was a junior in the past down at Sturt, possibly.
Yeah, could have been too. I'm a little bit vague, mate. I probably should have done my homework with you, but what I do know is he's good mates with a few of the lads here at Lobie and came out at pre-season, no real expectation. Played the first few in the twos. Obviously, he's pretty handy. A little bit opportunistic with his selection after a few injuries in the A grade, but he's grabbed it with both hands and he's been very impressive. Type of operator that's quick, silky and good skills. So yeah, look for him to be a dominant force out here in these good conditions, dry conditions.
And also some of the other young guns coming through, young Cooper Luke, of course one of our favourites, Cooper Skinner. He's more like a veteran these days.
Oh mate, yeah.
Veteran world traveller too, isn't he?
I'll let him know you called him a young fella, but he's getting on as one of the senior boys now. He's 22, I'd say.
Oh.
And yeah, I mean we've got a lot of younger lads that's sort of 18 to 20, that sort of age bracket. So I mean Cooper Luke's.
Sure, you didn't want to continue playing because you'd be referred to as the old bloke.
Veteran, nah. It's good to see there's a few older fellas out here now, but yeah, we're blooding a few. Cooper Luke obviously an Aussie boy, a Lobie boy through and through. He went down to town and played some school footy. It's good to see him back up. Another one that's quick and good skills. And Jack Stafford's been blooded over the last few years with, I'd say, half a dozen games a couple of years ago, a dozen last year, and now he's getting his crack and really making the most of it. So, yep, only a bright future down here, I'd assume, if we can hang on to a few of the senior boys.
And obviously, as far as the recruits go, but a few outs today, but looking forward to see big Jack Osborne. But little Jack Andrew, Jack Bampton missing today.
Yeah, Jack, he's got a sore ankle, I believe.
Oh, right.
So he
hopefully we might have a chat to Jack and find out how that's all going. Is surgery necessary?
Oh, you'd have to ask him, mate. Who knows? What day is it? It's different every day.
And a big out, the squid out with a hamstring. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, mate. So he missed a few earlier in the year. Went to come back, and I believe he re-injured it Tuesday at training. So I think he's looking to be back in a 10-day turnaround since he did it on Tuesday. So hopefully back for round 1 of finals next week. But if not, the boys are looking like, well, they will have a double chance. So if not, the week after, I'm sure.
And big Brady Dorr, who we spoke to last time we had here, was on the sidelines with a hammy. I see he's back in today. So yeah.
Yeah, good to see Brady back. We haven't got a full game out of him yet. Again, with the hamstring trouble. He tells me that he's never had a hamstring in his life, so timely.
Is it the training up here at Tigerland's a bit more vigorous than down at the parade, Mitchell?
Maybe it's the lack of training, Pistols. I'm not sure, but who knows, mate? It's just good to see him back on the park.
I suppose you might get your body attuned to the rigours of league football and the training regime, and you come up here and it's a little bit sort of laid back. Not laid back, but not as much,
Not
obviously.
as much, and I think a little bit different. You got some heavyweight B graders training, mixing in with the A graders. It's just a whole different dynamic. So don't know what it is, mate. But yeah, great to see him back. Excited to see what he can do.
So you could probably hear the siren in the background. The reserves game is finished in a runaway win for Snake Jenkins and the boys, 15-17 to 7-8. So the Tigers, I think they'll finish maybe possibly 4th on the ladder. Just looking at, I think they were equal with Urada, who had the bye today. So, but anyway, they've locked in a, as you said, next week elimination final. I think they might be playing Onkers by looking at the program. So yeah. So Matt Jenkins. So as the Nairne Bremer senior side come out on the ground, we might cross down to Jaden and Indy just to get their thoughts on conditions down there. So Indy, take it away.
Well, right now the conditions seem a little bit calmer than they were just half an hour or so while we were setting up. But the wind is still quite strong. I think definitely going to go in favour of the team kicking towards it. Just like that Lobethal Blackwood game we watched earlier this year. The wind's going to be tough and it's going to be dictating for the team that gets it in their forward half. So it will be tempting, but also the sun, really, that's going to be a bigger test for the players. We haven't had a beautiful day like this for quite some time in the Hills Football League this season. So hot conditions, that'll be a testament to the players' fatigue.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting, you know, sort of towards the end of the year and, you know, sore bodies and it will really test the fitness of these blokes this year. So it should be interesting outcome today. And as you said, Indy, you know, with Blackwood and Lobethal last time, yeah, similar conditions, very windy, and Lobethal got the chocolates that day. So let's see if they can do it again on this, beautiful day for Aussie Rules football here today. So yeah, looking forward to the game, boys.
It's almost like you'll be facing when you take the new ball for the mighty Woodside Warriors, Jaden.
Oh yeah, well maybe.
Yeah, my co-commentator this afternoon hasn't tried to sign up for the Tigers. Although a bit of bad blood between the Warriors and Woodside and Lobe, isn't it?
We'll see if we can pinch him, mate. Give me till half time.
Oh,
no. Can you afford him?
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. But the crosstown rivals, the Warriors and the Tigers.
Yeah.
Always makes for a good
Yeah,
summer Saturday Arvo.
It's been for years, so looking forward to the cricket season. So
Yeah, it only seems like we start, the footy season, I suppose, 9 round, the shortened season this year. It certainly has been something a bit different, that's for sure. But as you said before, Mitchell, with the turnout with the crowd here today, people certainly getting behind the Hills footy and community footy. And I was talking to a few guys over in the Zilla Pavilion who Lobethal having their sponsors at lunch this afternoon, so it's one of they couldn't sneak you in somewhere, Mitch. Was a former star to have a bit of
Yeah, and don't
guest
think
speaking
so,
part,
mate.
but
Don't think so.
but
Didn't make the cut.
But yeah, they were saying, yeah, how lucky are we when you look at the weather here, and you know, we've all got mates who live over in Victoria, and obviously they're in isolation, no footy, no nothing.
Yeah, it's different over there, especially.
Well, there's always different in Victoria. No,
You're right. You're right. Well, you're a Pies man, so you'd probably know. Get over to the MCG once or twice a year. I've filled in for you a few times when Goldie's given me the call up.
Yeah, well, I did go down to Adelaide. Very bad game of football when they beat Adelaide, I must admit. But yeah, big game tomorrow as we played the filth for our Carlton people out there. Bad luck. But actually, two great sides. I think it's 125 wins Carlton, 124 Collingwood over,
Wow,
and 4
there you
draws,
go.
I think, over the period of time. There's a stat for you, Jade. So if the Pies win tomorrow, they'll be equal. And what great rivals they've been for over 100 years. So meanwhile, the toss is just about to be taken. And the umpires, we've got to mention the umpires, important people. Andrew Holmes, Travis Barr and Robbie Wild officiating this afternoon, and I'm sure everyone in the Hills football community passes on their condolences to Travis Barr, who unfortunately lost his mother, passed away last week. So one of the great umpire characters. T Barr is actually tossing the coin at the moment. Mitchy Weeks, a well-known two-up player, will give us a rundown on what's happened.
Big Fish, Braden Fish has won the toss. He's kicking to the polo cross end. So with the win, as I said, should be about a 4-goal breeze, I think, judging from the B grade game especially. This with a few tidier skills here in the ones, I'd say about 4 goals, mate.
So what's going to be the approach of Lobethal? They're locked into that second position. Obviously, winning form is good form, but yeah, you mentioned before, Nairne got everything to play for. The season's going to be over. They'd love to get another win on the board, which they said about improving this year on their first season last year. So they get 3 wins on the board, have improved by 1. So, you know, Tigers got bigger fish to fry. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't think that'll. They won't be taking that approach, the Tigers, mate. It'll be win at all costs type of game. They want to take some winning form momentum into the finals. I think if you look at it, if they drop this one, next week becomes a bigger task.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I sort of see the Tigers nearly every week, mate. I don't see Nan. Who have you got your eye on from the Rams that could be dangerous today?
Oh, well, obviously, 2 guys who've caught our eye. Kurt Waterman has been very good throughout the year. Nick Yench picked up. He's been very impressed with Darcy Clifford, the young fella they picked up from down Langall Creek. He's been pretty good. Looking forward to battle today. Big Isaac Binder up against, I suppose, Henry Voigt.
Yeah, big Voigt.
In ruck, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I just noticed, I think, a number 38 out there for Lobethal. If you can just pick that up. I think I saw 38 out there. Maybe it's my eyes playing up in the distance, but just noticed he's not listed on the team sheet. So
That'd be interesting, mate.
if you
I'm just
pick
trying
up
to
who it is.
Yeah, find it.
If you can do that for us.
44 there. Oh,
Over the back there, Big Jack's just having a chat to him.
that's Brady Dorr, I think you're talking about.
Brady Dorr.
Because he hasn't got out for a game, you wouldn't have seen him.
Righto.
Interesting.
Maybe he's wearing
here,
a different
mate.
Guernsey than 24.
I'm just having a look here. Big Voigt's not starting in the ruck, so you'll have Binder v Skinner.
Yep.
The Tigers look to have gone tall forward with Fisher, the third tall.
And we've got a
would you
number
believe
50
it?
out there for the Tigers as well, not on the list. But anyway, we'll sort that out as we get underway. Round 9 action from the Valley of Praise. Here on Quarter Wild, trust you enjoy coverage. Binder got the first tap down. Diving in there, strong Lobethal player, that infamous number 50.
That's for Ryan King, mate.
Righto,
So
King wearing
he's
number...
changed from 32 just to confuse you. I think that's because his brother was 32 in the 2.
Yes, I did mention that, but yeah. Okay, anyway, ball spills out here. Riley over the ball and draws a free kick. Meanwhile, paid to advantage, so the Tigers going to attack for the first time. Up the Big Jack. Oh, spilt what he should have taken at the second bite. He's manned up against another veterinarian, Clint Foster. So 2 big men, thought they would have been in action at the half-time sprint, those 2, as the ball towards the Weeks Pavilion. Looks like it's Turpin. Close to the line, managed to handball it out. Comes out of Nitsky, sells a bit of candy, goes back to Brady Dorr. Thinking his kick is smothered. Bouncing ball comes out here. Ball back forward towards Nitsky. Fisher close in the pocket. His kick was smothered. Bouncing ball comes up here to Hurrigan. Gets out to the run of Waterman. I mentioned he'll be busy this afternoon along the line here. But forced out over the line. And
Jake Stafford,
Jake Stafford, yeah, number 55. Are you a fan of the mullet or the bun?
It's the bun.
Yeah.
It just looks like a mullet the way he's got it tied up. But no, I'm not a long hair man, mate. So
Even a bit of bun action from the Boundary Academy boys. He pitches the ball in. In front was Rupchik. Ball comes down. He infringed there. Just scragged Riley. So the big dog with the free kick, trying to play advantage there. But the umpire said no. Umpire bar.
couple free kicks to Pig early, and that's been the way the last few weeks. They're just hanging off him, so the umpires are onto it.
So he's got a loose man. It looks like Cooper Skinner down towards the centre half forward here. Takes the ball, gives it off there to the run of Viney. Nurses the ball inside 50. Jack Revington outruns his big Jack Osborne. Manages to get the ball clear. Bouncy ball is Nitsky. Shrugs off an opponent. Got it across to Dorr. But intercepted there by Clifford. Gets a clearing kick for the Rams. Close to the boundary line. Just up from the Weeks Pavilion. The ball bounces out of bounds.
Yeah, well called, Pistols. It's interesting here. We'll have a throw in about 45 out from the Tigers' goal. It's been predominantly played in their forward half, as you'd expect with the wind here. So let's see if they can capitalise on some opportunities.
So Ruckjewel, Binder. Ball comes down into Riley already, about 3 or 4 possessions he's hung on to there. No, said the umpire. Now try to work it out there. The lowest cross comes out here. Finally to Brady Dorr on the left foot. Straightens the ball up to the corridor. And defence, so working overtime, comes back here to Foster, the veteran. Gets a quick kick away towards Hurrigan. Bouncing ball. Working hard there was King. Also at ground level was Voigt. Well done by the big man at ground level, Mitchie. And he holds it in for a ball up. So umpire bar coming in. 2 coming out to 3 minutes gone. No score on the board here. First quarter wild action. Round 9 coming to you from the Valley of Praise. A sun-blessed Valley of Praise ground here this afternoon. So Binder, Voigt, third man up was Skinner. Ball comes down to free kick, maybe to Rupchik. Quick hands out here to Riley, overruns the ball. Big Binder, good work at ground level. His teammates wrapped up there. All going in a bit hard was Fuller. Free kick maybe? No, said the umpire. Bar on the spot. So once again, we will have a ball up. So we'll go down to Jaden and Indy shortly. I reckon the nature of the game early, there'd be a lot of tackling stacks already, I think, Mitchie.
Yeah, it's been a scrappy sort of game as the handball comes out to Yanch. He kicks forward, looking for Hurrigan, 1 in the 50. Was he held on to? Umpire said no, he tracks it back. Was he hanging? Reese's pushing his luck there, young Elliott, and Darcy will see it out of bounds, about 35 out from the Rams goal. Well played by Darcy there. They were getting back in numbers, the Tigers, so happy to see that one out. And a first stoppage in there, forward 50 for the Nairne Bremer.
So you can probably hear the strength of that wind, as Mitchie said, perhaps 3 to 4 goals, as you can probably hear in the back of our Mike's fixed microphone, as the Academy boy catches up at the Tweedvale entrance end of the ground. He will pitch the ball back in, so Ruckman Gabba. The fact was big Sheets. Betting for Nairne, ball comes to ground, held in. Once again, the umpire will come in and ball it up. So Betting, the boy from Lock, first season. He's up, leaps high, leaps early. Ball comes down there, locked up in a big tackle there, Riley. So once again, umpire Holmes, I think it is, in the hat. Need it today with the bald nana and the sun beating down. So Betting got the tap. Once again, the ball locked up in there. Matt Fuller, the playing coach. Had a pretty good year, first full season in the job, Mitch.
Yeah, I'd say so. Coaching-wise, he's been excellent, mate. So.
And actually, he's remained a bit injury-free. His last year he had a few injuries. So, meanwhile, Timmy the Tractor, one of our favourites, Jenkins, goes across the ground looking out here for Cooper Skinner. Oh, he's clean bowled. First to get there will be big Betting. Handballs it back here to Yench on the left foot. Turns and goes bang towards the top of the square. I tell you what, that's not a bad. It's shepherded well in the square by Jackie Hurrigan. So, just on the 5-minute mark, Nick Yench, a long raking goal. Richie.
Yeah, trusty left foot. Got a lot of time for the left footers going around. And that's a beauty into the breeze, 45 metres. Penetrating kick, and Nairne strike first, despite heading straight into the wind. So great start for the Rams. They'll be happy with that, Pistols.
Yeah, it's Mitchie Weeks joining us in commentary this afternoon. Of course, past Tigers great, but current Tigers great with the bat and the ball during the summer. And of course, son of the erstwhile president, who'll be in feeding his face, I think, at the sponsors' lunch as we speak, Randall. So, okay, back in the centre. Binder versus Skinner. Ball comes down there, taken away cleverly there by Riley. I think it was already busy. Fumble up there. Fisher tried to steal the ball, bursting through defences. Clifford for the Rams. Goes towards the half-forward flank area. Getting back there was Cooper Luke. He's got assistance there from Pring, I think it is. Meanwhile, the ball is held in there. So umpire Robbie Wild will come in and ball it up. So a quick flowing contest here to in early stages. 6 minutes ticked over. Ruckjewel Voigt got it down. Yench in there applying the tackle, because the only goal kick of the game so far. Looks like Cooper Luco, the top of the ball, pushed over by Rupchik, I think it is. So the umpire will come in and create another ball up. So as I said, pleasant conditions here, wonderful conditions, good crowd here in the hill. Riley tried to just bullocks his way through there, Maribel radio style, but his ball was held to him. So once again, umpire Wild in the action. So another ruck duel, Voigt from behind. Kick is smothered. Finally comes out here, King, son of a gun, gets a quick kick around the corner. Camp done and take a good defensive mark there. The Rams, waste no time, come out to the King wing area. Ball sits up in the breeze. 2 Rams there. Finally, it's taken there by the skipper in Revington. He goes down the line towards half forward. Coming out here, the target was Rupchik. Micah Variety, he's locked up in a good strong tackle, dispossessed. Meanwhile, a bit of push and shove. Timmy Jenkins and Rupchik behind the play. As ball comes to Waterman on the run, has a shot. Top of the square of Big Darsh using his body. As I think Timmy might have won that one on points behind the play there. But all the action with Big Darsh, the top of the goal square. So this will be a great start for the Rams. 2 goals in just over 7 minutes, Mitchy Weeks.
Yeah, it was a fantastic kick there from Kurt Waterman. Experienced player coming in, just sit at advantage side. As soon as Darcy works his opponent under the footy, you don't have much chance, the big fella. So, yeah, very smart play from the Rams. Happy to get away with a 2 straight too. Got a feeling kicking accurately, DeSavo, especially with the wind the way it is, will play a big part. Scoreboard pressure is important too, so the Rams well and truly on top of this one early.
So, umpire just waiting for the ball to be delivered back here in the centre. So the Rams, as Mitchy Weeks said, certainly made an opportunity. He's only been forward on a couple of occasions, and they've got 2 goals on the board. The Tigers yet to get on the board here. So back in the centre, Binder up against Skinner. Binder gets it out clear. Here's that man Waterman again tracking the ball. Comes out here, quick kick away attempt was by Cross. Ball held in closely. Ditsky working in there. Might need a bit of sun cream on the Nana this afternoon. Meanwhile, umpire Barr comes in and will have a ball up.
A lot of contested footy, mate. Plenty of tackles the boys will probably allude to later on the Savo, but heavily contested footy around the ball as the umpire throws it up. Timmy Jenkins takes possession. He's wrapped up straight away. Or in fact, it was Turpin. And we'll have another ball up. T-Bar, centre wing, far side. Throws it up. Good tap, Skinner. Another good tackle there from Nairne Bremer. Can't quite get a number on that. It's Rupchik. Strong tackle on Cooper Luke, and we'll have another ball up 3rd, and they haven't moved a metre there.
So all the comforts are home here, Mitch. You got the replay on the screen in front of you, so anything we don't miss, we'll be able to pick up. Meanwhile, quick kick away by Cooper Luke. High ball towards half forward. Over the top was Peanut Foster. Foster with a good spoil. Out body there was Big Jack Osborne. Ball comes to ground level. Leading in the race for the ball to Rams, tracking the ball there right in front of the Zilla Pavilion. Looks like a free kick has been paid there in defence. So the Rams, looks like it might be one of the Hourigan boys. Ball coming back for a kick. So not listed, we'll try and pick up who that is for you. So the Rams with the ball. Out wide. Setting himself Foster in the pack there. Ball comes down. Flicked out there by King, I think it was. Once again, Pring. Quick hands out to Nitsky. He's well collared there by Nick Yench. Doing it all, kicking goals and applying some pretty solid tackles there this afternoon already, Yench. As we come up to 10 minutes gone in the first term. 2 straight Nairne Rams. Lead Lobethal yet to get on the ball. Here's a chance from up high. Was leaping with Riley. Ball comes down. Attempted handball there by Dorr. Ball ricochets back here. Tigers defence is over. Dorr flicks down here to Riley right in front of the score, but he stands and delivers with the check side. Fisher across in the other pocket, holding out the hands. Perhaps a little bit frustration there, but as the ball's gone out of bounds on the full bitchy.
Yeah, it was definitely on pistols. Just a little bit of composure there from Riley. Wouldn't have gone astray, but they look good when they go in from the boundary, so I don't know, mate. That's a dubious one.
So Revington to skipper puts it up the line. Cooper Luke, in the end he could have marked it, but he chose to fist. Ball comes to ground level in front of the Weeks Pavilion. And ball bundled out over the boundary line there. A few different numbers than what we were given, so if we're having a bit of trouble picking up a few players, we apologise. Hope to sort that out as the game unfolds. So the academy boy with the bun puts the ball back in. Front bone to get it down. I was trying to silk some candy was Netsky. He gave the ball up there to Turpin. Finally, Dorr with a left foot forward, sliding in there to take a defensive mark. I think it might be Hourigan. changes ranks, comes across to our broadcast side on the King Wing area, setting himself his big betting, the boy from Lock, so Big Sheets takes a good mark in the end. Waste no time, left foot goes in towards the centre, over Cooks, it missed Ryan Phil at the target, coming through his Jenkin. He's got support out the back door from Fuller. The old 1-2 as he got it back there from Viney. Viney with a long sweeping handball out wide here.
Dangerous handball.
Yeah, set up there. Caught up there was it Luke?
Elliott.
33, yeah, Elliott, so yeah. So a big tackle and you don't get out of the grips of Big Das very easy. So Das nurses up the line there, finds a teammate out wide there. He puts it in forward. Cross, wearing the number 2 this afternoon. Ball fed out there by Hine. Finally a wobbly kick forward, bouncing ball. Well trapped there by Voigt, deep in defence. Flicks the handball out here, Tigers sharing it around. Finally a clearing kick under pressure by Voigt, bouncing out wide. Foot race out here between two Rams boys. Finally picked up by Ruchik. Micah lays it towards the top of the square, straightens the ball up in the goal square. Oh, and taken over the line there. Was it to Stevie Huxter?
It was a little dap down there, just seen it over. Once again, look dangerous when they go forward, the Rams. Cross there with 2 forward 50 entries in a row. Probably unlucky not to result in a goal. Just hanging on with every last tether there, the Tigers.
Okay, we might take a quick opportunity. Jaden and Indy tackling and some vital stats so far.
Yeah, cheers, Pistols. Yeah, 23 tackles already for Nairne. Their tackle pressure has been great around the contest. 20 kicks and also 12 handballs to round off the stats for the Nairne Bremer.
So only 10 tackles for Lobethal at the moment, but to be completely fair, they've also had a lot of good first ball users at the moment, so they're keeping the pressure up in the contest, just not always laying the tackles themselves.
Good on you, boys. Thank you very much. And as we saw once again, Waterman with a dangerous attack which was cut off. So the Tigers moving out of defence there in a distance playground side of the ground, nursing the ball in, finds Pring. So Benny Pring established himself as a regular this season, Mitch.
Yeah, I think he hasn't missed a game, mate. I do like the way the Rams are controlling the corridor defensively, forcing the Tigers wide as once again they go wide to the wing. Kicks to Timmy Jenkin with it on the run, taps it forward here. Dangerous looking ball here for the Tigers. Timmy, oh, well done. Kept it in. Luke Nitschke, can he pick it up? Gets it back to Jenkin. Forward 50 kick. Goes to Osborne. The big fella's charging at it. Got hands to it. Comes to ground. Trying to follow up his good work. Now picks it up. Can he get a handball away? He does. But it's a judge to throw. Once again, great pressure from the Rams, Pistols.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Rams taking the ball across. I think it's Hurrigan out wide. Oh, fumbly teammate there. Dropped what he should have taken. Dangerous opportunity here. Hopefully he doesn't pay as he holds the ball in there. Underneath him, that was actually Clifford in the distance.
You feel
Just the blonde locks, they've sort of faded over the season here. Mitchy might need a top-up. As Osborne grabbed the ball out of ruck, tried to get to beat the ball, but he was smothered. Rams lock it up there right in front of the scoreboard, which at this stage reads, I think it's 2-1. They might have missed the point, 2-1. Playing the Tigers yet to score. 14-minute mark. Tigers kicking with a handy breeze. There's a chance for Riley. He's been everywhere so far. Dispossessed. Ball comes to ground in front of the scoreboard. Feeds the ball out into Remington. He quickly gets rid of it. Tigers on the attack here. Grabbing it and feeding out a handball there was Hopgood. In the meantime, umpire on the spot. Umpire Wild will come in and board up. So dangerous territory here. Nairne done pretty well. Have yet to concede a score this afternoon, but the Tigers lurking here. So it'll be about 25 metres out from the goal. Doing the ruck work was Dorr. Follows it up here. Got around to Riley. He's been very busy. I reckon that's about his 6th, 7th possession, but in the meantime, the wind has caught it, and it's just gone the wrong side of the behind post. So it'll be the veteran Clint Foster to bring the ball back into play for the Rams.
Yeah, a couple of good, or a couple of tough shots on goal, but Nairne are just preventing the Tigers from getting any good looks as Foster goes to Yench wide on the trusty left foot, drills a bullet to the wing, but in vain as Stevie Huxter takes the mark, back pedals just forward to centre wing for the Tigers, right in front of the club rooms. Goes forward, oh, turns the footy over, gee whiz.
Yep, Clifford uncontested mark there. Well, he picked him out nicely. He decides to come out to the king wing side of the ground. Benny Powers there. He's also got support there from Nick Jeevens. Grabs the ball, he's got time to steady. Boots the Rams, he goes in the board to centre. There'll be a good contact. Oh, waiting under the ball was Hurrigan. He was well smothered there. As the ball comes out here back to Jeevens. Jeevens gets to Remington. He's got support here from Hurrigan, who's run on. Gives it back to Jeevens. He's wrapped up in the tackle there, dispossessed. And, well, perhaps could have done a little bit better in that one. The Rams, as Jenkins took the ball, races clear. Gives it to the teammate there, and King King's got Big Jack lumbering out. Big Jack Osborne, he takes the mark. So his first real shot at goal, but great pressure back in defensive half by the Tigers.
Yeah, Dylan Hopgood, great rundown tackle there. They were away 3-on-1. If it wasn't for that, almost a certain Nairne Bremer goal, but could be a 12-point turnaround with the big Oz. Strolls in, looks good off the boot. It's just faded right, which you'll see a lot of them do today with the wind.
I think he kicked 12 straight at his last outing, so he's blotted his copybook so far.
Very good kick for a big man, mate. I think he's 6'9"
He's a
or something.
monstrous man.
Monstrous man.
He's got plates as big as well.
Yeah, not often you would drop him if he gets his hands to him, but yeah, just spraying that one.
So it looks like Nick Yentz with the designated kicking out. I tell you, he might have hooked this one a bit far. The wind has caught as he looked for power in the Weeks Pavilion pocket. That's nearly landed on the roof there of the pavilion. So
not his best.
Joey Zatto with the resultant free kick, tucked into the forward pocket area.
He's got to steady and find someone here. It's just
not a lot on offer. So he just chips it up for the height to come. Chipping across there's Foster. Oh, the sport boy thought he might have been paid the mark there. Meanwhile, the ball back to King, who has a shot, but through for more on a score. Yeah, big Clint Foster thinking the whistle was going to go, but Big Jack playing until the whistle forced the error, so more on a score. So Revington this time will be doing the kicking duties, as the drink runners in front of us doing plenty of work on a day like today. So Revington sends out wide towards the Zilla Pavilion Y. Pack flying out there. Looks like Stumpy Lacudia was one of them, as the ball out of bounds right in front of the Arnie Tess's canteen, Mitch.
Yeah, wonder how the
blast
canteen's
from the
been going over there.
Well,
didn't get some lunch today with
I
my...
was going to say, without you there, they'd
duties.
probably it'd be good for about 4 or 5 pies, wouldn't
And a
it?
donut.
So, Mitchie Hine tapped down, locked up there was Waterman, a good tackle by Ryan King, who started pretty well today in the number 50.
Yeah, he looks dangerous, Kingy. Another one of the young ones which we didn't mention. As the ball goes up, comes down Fuller, back onto the left foot, 50 metres out, has a go at goal. The umpire does not move. What a goal there from Matty Fuller. Just wheeled around on his trusty left. And the captain puts through a much-needed goal for the Tigers.
Coach. Well, as you said, no one else is going to kick him a bit of shame how to do it. And just laid back and beautiful. Yeah. Good long goal, so the Tigers, they needed that one. They moved to 1-2 to 2-1 here on the Call of the Wild. We've played 18.5 minutes here out at Lobethal Oval. Trust you're enjoying our coverage on hillsfooty.com worldwide. A beautiful kick there, wasn't it? Just laid back. Yeah. We've got a few people get on board at hillsfooty.com. Let us know what's going on. Indy getting a few. Indy, you're very good. The next McAvaney is some of the comments we got here. So, yeah. Meanwhile, ball moving forward. Bouncing ball is a chance for the Rams. Good a pressure applied by Cooper Luke. Draws a free kick for a legal disposal. Grabs the ball, has a bounce. Races past the old timekeeper's box. Shoots it up the wing. The target there was Zatto repelling it. Looks like it's Benny Powell. Tips it across to Mitchy Stitchy Hine, who takes the ball just inside the centre square, I'd suggest so. Hine, what's on offer? Goes out wide. Big Darce lumbers out. It didn't make him as it's plucked by a teammate. I think it's Clifford. Goes long towards forward line. Lumbering out his big betting. Bounces over his head. Good strong work there by Nitchy. Takes the ball to ground. Huckster getting involved. Also Jenkin lurking. And finally it'll be a ball up in, well, just short of the centre half forward position. The Tweedvale end of the ground as Nairne Bremer searching for their 3rd goal of the game. Betting taps it down. Handball fed out by Nitschke, clearing kick for the Tigers towards the cricket pitch area. Bounces, cruel bounce. Kick first to get there. Behurigan, bouncing ball. Coughed up here. Comes out into Big Jack. Ground level not so good by the big man, but cleverly taps it out. Mitchy Hines the first to get there though. Taps around the opponent. Was he pinged as he tried to get rid of it?
Young Zane.
Yeah, Zane Grivell, right in the cricket pitch area. There always something happens in the cricket pitch area. The amount of times people trip over. Mitch, we reckon the invisible man's in there, and Joe the cameraman style just lifts the lat and trips him over. But meanwhile, the free kick has been turned over to the Nans. Rams send it towards half-forward flank out here, and Big Betting put up the big dukes and takes a mark. The former boy from Lock on the west coast. Wheels on the left foot, goes towards the top of the square. Big Darce is looming, works towards the front, doesn't get that far though. He's looming behind. Can he get his boot to it? No, he's bundled over the line and coming in there. A soccer attempt looked like it might have been Clifford through for a minor score. So pretty good pace here from the Rams. They've certainly come to play. As you said, they want to finish the season on a pretty good note.
Yeah, I've seen some good overlap run and good spread from the Rams. Handballs have been important. Well done there from James Elliott, just to keep Das from snapping that one up. I mean, it had his name on it from a long way out.
Just that tiny little push at the right moment.
He's it definitely looks a threat every time he goes near it, as Timmy Jenkins brings it back in. Cooper Luke all on his own. Runs it to the wing now, kicks to the forward flank, looking for Big Oz. Can he get the jukes up? He does. Rolls on beautifully. Kicks it to full forward. Who's he got? He's got Skinner, he's got Oric, but the boundary line might beat them both, and it does. The stoppage in the
Tell you what, it was like the Queen Mary birthing there at the wharf. Big Jack just wheeled around.
Yeah, the turning circle was...
got away from the fast-moving Clint Foster.
Yeah, well, two fast-moving units there, Pistols. It's going to be great to watch.
As I said, can't wait to the half-time sprint between the two. And speaking of, it looks like they're going to saddle up for the ruck duties here, I think.
Yep, they are, mate, as the boundary umpire throws it in.
Actually, Mitchy Hines comes in at the last moment. So Jack Osmond won the ruck, comes down to his immediate opponent, Foster. He got a quick little handball out here to Ruchik, who in turn got it out to Clifford, I think, and nurses the ball up the wing. Bouncing ball just down from the Dreammaker here on the King wing will result in a throw-in. So 22 minutes just ticked over. 2-2 Nairne Bremer lead Lobie, 1-2. Trust you're enjoying our coverage on hillsfooty.com. Let us know where you're watching it from, who you think's winning, and tell me how many votes you'll be giving Mitchy Weeks for his performance this afternoon. So, ruck duel. Ball comes down there, steaming through was a Clifford, high kick towards half forward. Through on the one there from the Tigers. Getting involved was Rupchik, gets a quick kick away. Oh, with a space up here on his own is Big Darcy gathers the ball. He'd be just outside 50. Sets on the left. Doesn't come back enough through for a minor score. But, gee, I tell you what, Nairne looking very dangerous. And perhaps a bit unlucky last week not to nail Mount Barker on the glue pot. 10-point margin. Would have been the first time, I think, that Nairne would have beaten the Mount Barker team in competition. They did beat him in the reserves, which I think was a historic moment. So, meanwhile, waiting for the ball to come back into play. Looks like it's our man Timmy Jenkins, designated kicker. So, puts it out here. Fuller, always good when you kick to the coach, Mitchy.
He knows what he's
You'll
doing.
get a game next week. Fuller has a bounce, then nurses one up the line and finds a skipper in Fisher. Fisher out here to Big Brady Door. He's got time to gather on the left, goes bang towards the pocket. Big Jack lumbers out in opposition to Foster. Bouncing ball, well done by Foster as he just pushed Jack wide and out over the boundary line, just around from the Weeks Pavilion. Nairne Bremer 2-2, Lobie 1-2.
Yeah, I feel like they need a score from this stoppage, Pistols. It's important. They haven't had much clean footy forward, the Tigers, that is, as the ball's thrown in. Fisher goes up for ruck, comes down. Nairne Bremer, Rupchik kicks towards the wing. It's high in the air. Waterman's under it. So's Nitschke. Ball spills out. Big Sheets picks it up. Looks inboard. It's a steady looking kick, but he's just overcooked it. Hopgood to clean up the mess for the Tigers. Out to Nitschke. Looks forward now. Kicks into the pocket. Skinner. No, outnumbered. Peanut. Clint Foster sees it over, and we'll have another stoppage yet again in the forward 50 for the Tigers. A common theme.
I tell you what, they all like hanging around your pavilion there. That's where all the action is.
Well, I think the wind's blowing it out to this left-hand pocket down the Polo Cross end, and we'll hopefully see a bit more clean footy. It's been a little bit scrappy the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Absolutely, but Nairne obviously come with a plan to forward the Tigers and stop their run on as they're scrambling in a pack here as we speak. Ball held in there. Looks like the big binder, Big Butters. So once again, umpire T-Bar will come in and ball up. So Fisher, binder for the ruck duel. Binder eventually gets it down. Attained by Cooper Skinner. He's dispossessed and a good tackle applied there. Here's Riley, who started very well, gets it out to the coach in Fuller. He nurses one low towards Big Jack Osborne out in front, right in front of the scoreboard. Out of bounds on the full, and the Australian flag still blowing pretty strong there, Mitch. If anything, I think it's increased a little bit.
I'd agree.
Might be 4.5 goals, my good man.
What do you reckon of Matty Fuller here, mate? Probably had a licence to pull the trigger being the coach.
Yeah, actually.
Don't muck around with it too much.
Yeah, it's been a bit more of a worm. But
Viney
around the corner
out the pack.
is Viney.
He's missed to the near
Yeah, the
side.
Tigers are in the latter half of this opening term are sort of peppering the goals but minor scores. But yeah, you're quite right there. I thought the coach would have gone bang on the left, but tried a lower pass. But to no avail. So Jack Rivington, the skipper for the Rams, will bring the ball back from the Polo Cross end. One of your summer pursuits, is it, up here, Mitch? Polo Cross?
Not me, mate, but it does go well.
I suppose you've hit a few horses in your time when you've lofted a couple of zacks over the pine trees.
Yeah, I'd like to think so, mate, but I'm a backman, unfortunately. So,
ball, high ball, and that's all she cries. The siren goes in the background. It's Big Das and having a bit of byplay there in the marking attempt. So, entertaining first term here. Mitchie, we'll get your thoughts in a minute. Nairne Bremer 2-3 leading Lobie 1-2. Goal kickers, Nairne, first 2 goals of the game through Yench, 5-minute mark. Then Big Das opening his account, does a Hurricane at the 7.5-minute mark. And then Matty Fuller, the only goal of the term, a great goal to say that, at the 18-minute mark. So said the Tigers 4 shots to 5 by Nairne. They trailed 2-3 to 1-3. So with his thoughts past Lobethal superstar, Mitchie Weeks.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good quarter there from the Rams. Obviously on top on the scoreboard, but I called it at the start of the game, mate. I think it was a 4-goal breeze, so they're doing well to be a goal ahead here. Just their contested pressure around the ball and the stoppage was fantastic. Tigers not able to get any clear footy whatsoever as we look, and the Tigers are having a stern addressing there from Coach Matty Fuller. He'll be demanding better. But the Rams look composed, mate. They definitely look up to the task. It's good to see. It's my first time watching Nairne this year, and Big Hurricane's definitely dangerous up there, but there's multiple contributors at the moment. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And, well, Jaden, Jay and Indy, obviously, it's Mitchie said, entertaining opening term, so we'll go down and see how the game has been, well, not won and lost, but panned out in the stats. So down to you two boys.
Yeah, they're actually interesting statistics because Lobethal, 41 kicks, 31 handballs. They played the handball game in particular really well. They're a well-composed team, and that's been made evident. Riley's had a lot of inside grunt that quarter. He had 7 disposals. And then you also had Jenkin as well doing a lot of the uncontested work on the wing, and I could see him kicking long and well. So, you know, they've had that composure. It's just inside 50s. 10 they've had, but not a lot of scoring to come out of them. You know, they haven't been able to hit a lot of targets that can mark contestedly. Not to mention their tackling pressure is a little bit off. 19 tackles to 30 in favour of Nairne. So that's a problem. And also 11 marks. They got a couple late, but none of them contested. They just need to get a little bit more grit in those big contests and packs. What about you, Jaden? What did you notice from Nairne?
Cheers, Indy. So, yeah, 40 kicks there for Nairne, 19 handballs and 12 marks. So, yeah, I really like well, from Cross, he's been really good in the half-back line. He's been getting the ball forward, getting the marks as well. Same as Waterman has been good getting the ball forward, and Yent has been good in the back half too, apart from that kick out in the full. But that was actually Lobie's lowest first quarter score for the year. So, there's a stat for you as well, and there's 9 hitouts as well in that quarter, and 8 inside 50s. Yeah, and Das has kicked his 63rd goal against Lobie, and so there's some stats for you boys.
Good on you, fellas. Make sure you don't get too sunburned down there this afternoon. A bit different to last week, boys, when it was 5 degrees at the Pine Avenue Arena in Harndorf. But fantastic weather here this afternoon, that's for sure. So, Matty Fuller, what would be his message? Mitchie Weeks?
I think he'd just be demanding some stability, some cooler heads around the footy, mate. They just a little bit rushed, which is credit to Nairne. I mean, can't take anything away from the Rams at the moment. They are putting the Tigers under pressure. They even look the superior team. But I think he'd just be demanding a little deep breath. Let's get back to what we know. Let's move the footy with intent. Let's move it quickly, get it out into open space and get some better looks at goal, because while they've only had 1 less scoring shot, they haven't really had a set shot in front of goal. They haven't had any good looks, which is the complete opposite to the Rams. They probably should be further in front. So let's just see how the Tigers respond here early. I'm having a look here. They've got Brady Dawes going into the ruck. They got Nitschke and Riley in the middle for a bit of experience in there with young King, who started with a fly, as you mentioned. So they've gone with what looks like their A team in the middle to hopefully get the ball going early, but they're kicking into that breeze, mate. So interesting quarter of footy ahead. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, they probably enjoyed a challenge, as you said, moving in. It's a good warm-up game for them for next week's qualifying final clash. Of course, they're not sure they'll be playing either Onkers or Mount Barker, depending on the results today, which hopefully we'll be able to get through to you throughout the course of the afternoon. But a big hello down in Tassie to Cherie Osborne, who's watching us online. Good on you. Hopefully it's nice and warm down there. It's beautiful, around about 22 degrees at the moment, I think, in the Valley of Praise here, Mitchie. So it's all happening here at Lobie. So start of the second term. Door up against Binder. Door with a second bounce. Got it down. Taken away by Nitsky. Clearing kick for the Tigers. No man's land. First to get to be Powell. Oh, good work by Cooper Luke, though, as he's run up the King wing. Keeps the ball in front of him. Good individual effort. Close to the boundary line. Rupchik comes in there. Oh, well done there by Hop. Good. Sells a bit of candy as he gets round. Straightens up, then straightens the ball down the corridor. And picks up the man who started this quarter in Door with the ruck contest. So Door drifting forward. Centre half forward. Of course, pass Norwood. Oh, it gives it off to Riley. From one step goes bang. Through for a minor score.
Not sure about that decision to give it off there, Pistols, but a brilliant individual effort there from Dylan Hopgood on the boundary.
And also Cooper Luke, actually.
Cooper Luke, yeah,
to
you're right.
provide the pressure on there on Power. So I think it's Revington bringing the ball back in, sits up towards the wing area. Here's that man Powell. Foot race against Voigt, bouncing ball. Powell overruns it, taken by Voigt. He's locked up in a good strong tackle there. Caught in underneath him. So the umpire will come in and ball it up. Good work there by the picture show man, Nick Reinfeldt, to tie up the big Lobethal ruckman. So umpire Holmes sets it up. Be Voigt against Binder. Binder gets it down over Rupchik, taken away by Riley. Like to know his stats already. Bouncing ball. Chance here for Fuller lurking. Revington going hard at it. Good coming in there, I think it was Door. Gets the ball out here to Zaddo. Zaddo flicks the ball out back out here to Fuller. He straightens the ball up towards Osborne territory over the top. Well done by Nan Powell. Flicks out to his teammate in Foster. Clint gets a clearing kick out here. Viney lurking. Oh, well tapped forward there by Lobethal. Good gather there. Oh, great individual effort there, Mitchie Weeks, by that Tiger player. Coming out here was Door. I think he's taken the ground a good solid tackle.
Yeah, that's your man there, Pistol. Zane Gribble, 57.
Yeah.
Hard to see all the way over there, but yeah, fantastic.
Good gather, wasn't it? Yeah.
Full of confidence.
So, bound ruck duel. Ball comes down, taken by Nitsky, who just grabs it and just shoots through the pack for the first goal at the second term at the 2.5 minute mark.
Yeah, fantastic snap out of the pack. Once again, sort of making the most of their opportunities. Still no good looks at goal, but an old head around the footy. Goal sense is second to none, Lukey. I've seen him do that many a time. So got one back there, the Tigers, into the breeze. Maybe this breeze isn't such a factor, mate. It is definitely strong, but it hasn't sort of played that way. So let's see how it plays.
It's all between the ears, Mitch, maybe.
that old saying, Pistols, yep. It's all between the ears.
Good enough to give them the lead. They're 2-4 to 2-3, as we said, 2.5 minutes, come out to 3 rather in the second term. So Door in ruck against Binder. Binder wins the ball down and follows up. Well, the big man runs into Nitsky. Oh, young King in there again. He disappears into the cricket pitch area.
He'll get a free kick for
and
that.
We'll get a free kick, yes. Good work by the youngster. Because son of the gun, the great man Jace, fixed it up here to Zaddo. So Joey Zaddo, what can he do? Allured fever field, lumbering out his big jack, gets a clear run at the ball. Oh, crashing down. Good courage by the Nairne boy who stood his ground. Meanwhile, the ball comes back to Door, nurses one forward. I think that's Fuller. Feeds it back out there. Is it Gribble again? Oh, there's a chance.
Oh, dear.
High kick there from Fisher, isn't it? Went higher and it went longer. And a golden opportunity missed there, you'd suggest.
Yeah, there was young Jake Orick out there on the far wing. It is difficult to see out there. We got the glare off a few windscreens too, which isn't making it any easier. But
I'd think that in the middle of winter or the last weekend of winter, for sure. So boundary showing, Tweedvale entrance end, ball pitched in, arriving late is Binder. Door over the top, got it down. Stacks on the mill, ball held up there by a determined tackling effort. So probably hear that wind in the background. So ball comes down, fed around here. King's kick was smothered. Leading the race is Zaddo, working the ball taken by Clifford, the former Langhorne Creek boy. High ball towards the King wing area at the back of the pack, taking the mark there. is Elliott.
Elliott
Yep.
on his chest. Now, he's not the best by foot, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes. He goes very short.
Goes very
and
short.
He misses
You
the
know,
mark,
you
gets
know
it
your
back
men, Mitchell. As the handball
it a-
decides to give it back to Voigt. Voigt, the king wing area, steers one forward. Powers the leaper. Oh, well done by Binder to get a hand to it. Coming out here's Riley trying to thread his way clear, but in the end he's tackled and holding the ball. So, yeah, good pick up there on Elliott.
Yeah, mate.
Not one for the highlights reel.
Next door neighbour growing up, mate. I know him inside out, and he'll look to handball at every opportunity.
So it looks like it's big Matt Binder at the free kick on the king wing area. Nurses the ball out here. Running on and take a mark is Mitchie Hyde. So Hyde virtually in the true wing position on the outer wing, the king wing area. In front of the well-grassed knoll full of people. Bouncing over the back is once again Elliott chooses the handball along the line this time. Trying to find Cooper Luke out over the boundary line. And the Bun Academy boy will purchase the ball.
He's been
back
busy,
in.
man, hasn't
He has. He's earning his money here this afternoon. So Ruckman Gavin behind. Voigt got it down, taken by Riley. Feeds a handball out here. Trying to find Viney. Meanwhile, turned over. Rowanfield in there. Good at ground level. Got it out to Rupchik. Oh, clever handball out here to his brother, Micah. Will it sit for him? No. Huxter comes in. Good pressure. Rupchik following up. Nitschke getting involved. Well done, Rupchik, of the Micah variety. And a good individual effort there after a sweeping handball came out from Elijah. The brothers combining there. Interesting, the brothers, the Hurrigan brothers and also the Rupchik brothers here this afternoon. As the ball comes down, taken by Nitschke. He must be loving the fact he might be playing finals again for the Tigers. He's been such a great war for him. Ball comes out here wide. Oh, good leap by Powell. Wins the ball. He's got support if he wants it from Clifford. Decides to do it himself. Nurses a little kick. It was deflected on the way. Coming out, Nairne player there, going to ground will be Hurrigan. Held in there, so once again umpire Wild will come in centre half forward, just inside the forward arc. We have played 6.5 minutes. 2-3 Nairne, trail Lobie 2-4.
Ball comes out here to Rupchik again, kicking inside 50. He elects to go wide. There's a foot race on. Luke leads it just. Two Nairne Bremer players there though. They wrap him up eventually. I think it's Cross, a strong tackle. Ball comes out now to Waterman. Gives the handball inside to Yench. Trusty left foot. Gives it a good ride. The ball looks good. Is it coming back enough? Not quite. Just needed the breeze to hit that a little bit more there, Yenchy. But look dangerous when they go forward, Nan, in comparison to the Tigers that just getting by at the moment. So we'll see Timmy Jenkin bring the ball in here. Once again for the Tigers. Be interesting to see, is he going to go long into this breeze or find a short target?
Just quickly around the grounds, Mitch, a couple of scores just down the road. Kangaroo 2-3 lead Torrens Valley 1-1. And a big game, this will be interesting for the Tiger supporters. Mount Barker 3-2, Blackwood at 4-2. So one game, ball game over there at Hanson Oval as Jenkin runs the ball out. Then goes long with the boot. Big binder there, off-fisted clear. Comes down there, quick kick away for Nairne. High fly there by Timmy Jenkin again with Rupchik, and it goes out of bounds just around from the Weeks Pavilion. Meanwhile, a bit of push and shove off the ball. Looks like the umpire's actually played a free kick here, if we have a look on the monitor when it comes up. But
yeah, it was pretty soft. There was a little bit goings on behind the footy, but it's always the one that retaliates that gets pinged, Pistols. That's the old saying, mate. If you're going to get in first.
Absolutely. So Micah Rupchik only kicked the 2 goals this season for the Rams so far, but he's... as we watch it here, it's just about to come up. You keep an eye on that. Give us your astute assessment, Mitchie. As
yeah, not much in that,
Rupchik.
mate.
Can he take advantage of it? Sets. I'll tell you what, that's a beautiful kick off the boot. Get around him, Micah Rupchik. Salutes the Nairne crowd here on the hill by the Weeks Pavilion, and they get around him. So important and a very good conversion there, Mitchie.
Yeah, that's a great kick from that pocket. The breeze was helping, but beautiful kick. Just sat it out there. Let the conditions do the work for you. I must say, though, very soft. It's a shame that one's pulled out in such a contested, heated game. But back to the middle we'll go. And Nairne, with their noses in front, certainly look just as good, if not slightly the better side here at the moment, mate.
Yeah, I think you're right there. It's 3-4 plays 2-4, so only the 1 goal. Repeating Blackwood 4-2, leading Mount Barker 3-2. An important game there for the Woods. They win, they make the finals. Mount Barker win, they get the double chance. So back in the centre, umpire Barr sets up. Big leap from Dorr. Got it down to an old Nord play here as he goes to the full of handballs over the top out here to Zato, I think it is. He's quickly dispossessed. Waterman looming. Also is Givons. Gathers the ball. He's held up in a tackle there. And that was a good pressure applied there by the Tigers because They had 2 or 3 runners there if Jeevens could get that ball out.
Oh, T-Bar's picked out a free kick here, I think, for a strong tackle.
He has, so bouncing ball up here. Here's Mitchie Hine. Looks a bit like Usain Bolt as he charges. Big Darts comes in support. Elliott with a quick hands over the top. Oh, bad bounce there for Lobethal. Ends back here with Rowan. Felt the picture show, man. I tell you what, get around him.
That is unbelievable from the boundary. Left foot too. I'm not sure if he's a left footer. It didn't look like it, but he's managed to squeeze that one home. My word, off one step.
Nicky Rowanfield, I tell you, colour my world. Fantastic finish there. But, yeah, once again, the turnover taken in defence and they work the ball up. Mitchie Hine, as I said, sprinting. But
here's a look at it, Pistols. Yep, just on the left boot, off one step.
That's sensational stuff. So, Rams asking a few questions here. 4-4 to 2-4. 10 minutes just ticked over. A second term call at the Wild. Get involved. Tell us...
Boy, was he excited with that one, Pistols. I'm not surprised either.
He might go out and get another tat. Perhaps of him, image of himself kicking that one on the left, Nicky. Good man. So, back in the centre. Binder. Door got the tap out. Once again in Fuller's direction, but intercepted by Waterman. Flicks the ball out for the Rams. Comes back here. Rams squeeze the handball out there wide. Ball goes to ground on the Zilla Pavilion side of the ground.
Bit of push and
shove
going
yeah.
on. Maybe
bit of feeling, and he's paid the free kick. Looks going to go to Clifford, I think. Yes, the former Langham Creek boy. So perhaps the Tigers just get a little bit frustrated here. Got to get their mind back on the game. Kicking up, big Darce numbers out, but the Bronx cheers from the crowd there as the ball went out. Nearly took off the Pope chimney there in the barbecue hut.
Yeah, kicking one to the Barbie boys. They would have been busy all day. So,
like Stevie Huxter, is it?
Yeah, struggling
the shadows.
to get the ball back. That's how far it went.
He might hop in for a chicken roll while he's over there.
I don't blame him. If
Stevie.
he had one, Pistols, they're bloody good.
So they brought the spare ball out, but in the meantime they've retrieved the other one from Woodside. So Stevie Huxter in the shadows of the pavilion there, the Legends Pavilion, where the wise men are seated. Lobethal, they might have a few furrowed brows at the moment as their side try by 2 goals in there and certainly take it up to the second-ranked Tigers at the moment. So Huxter towards the Zilla Wing Pavilion. Dropped short, Powell was involved there. Quick kick away by Voigt, bouncing ball. Here's a chance for big Clint Foster. He's got a paddock if it'll sit for him. Gathers it a big man. Oh, he ran over the top of it, closing in there and doing a good job. Oh, he's trying to bring down the big man. It's like trying to bloody pin an elephant there.
Did well, didn't he?
He did well, Cooper Skinner.
Featherweight versus a heavyweight.
Absolutely. So, ruck duel, Voigt. There's no one really won it clearly. Taking the ball there is Jeevens for the Rams. Feeds out a handball out here to Powell. Basti, I think, gets a handball out here. Missed the target in Clifford. Got support there from an handball. He was actually wrapped up in a pretty strong tackle by the Tigers. Good pressure there. So once again, the umpire will come in and ball up. Wonderful conditions here. Plenty of sunscreen and sunglasses on today as Nairne bring it forward. That's a very good mark taken there by Hurrigan of the Jack variety. Quickly moves on in favour of his brother. Here's Darce limbering out. It's got Elliott for close attention. Darce tries to trap the ball. Elliott wearing him like a cheap suit. Close to the boundary line. Darce just toe pokes along as the umpire has paid a free kick. Mitchie. Well,
I'm not commenting on that one there, Pistols. That's all yours. But man in front again. It's just the free kicks are coming about from quick ball movement. Puts the defender under pressure, and Darce will be the beneficiary of it here. Now, this is another good view we've got here.
Yeah.
We'll just float it out into the breeze and let
the
it
cameraman will be right behind this on Dartfish, as he always is. Fantastic work he does. So, big Darce, past Centurion. Difficult shot for the left footer to the top of the square. Ball comes to ground. Once again, the picture show man, Rowanfield, who kicked that last goal, couldn't grab it. Relieving pressure out here is Turpin. He's got support from King if he gets it to him. He does in the end. Jenkin running on. He gets the ball to track on into the line. Goes bang towards centre half forward. Peanut Foster comes lumbering out and takes a mark. Big Clint showing pacer. He makes space. Puts it out here. Camped under his King. He'll be the flyer at the back. And in the end takes a pretty easy mark.
It's a good grab there, young King. He's having a good game as he goes short out to the wing. Turpin takes the mark, centre wing for the Tigers, just in front of the club rooms. As I look, Jack Osborne sitting on the bench. That might be one to watch because I'm not sure he'd be there because he's tired. Anyhow, Turpin kicks back to King. They just advance it just. Pushes back, assesses his options. He's going to be kicking half forward, possibly getting inside 50 here, but into the breeze. So he's looking to go short again. Just a chip shot, little 8-iron to tractor. Ball spoiled by the Nairne Bremer players, and we'll have a throw in just in front of the opposition change rooms there, about 55 out from the Tigers' goal.
So just coming out to 15 minutes in the second term, Nairne Bremer 4-4, Lobethal 2-4 and a ring-a-ding here at the Valley of Praise. Comes back out to the tractor, he's everywhere. Set sails for goal. I tell you what, he'll love that one. Mitchie, do you reckon you'll be hearing about that one later?
I hope so, mate. That's a fantastic goal. Probably the best look they've had today yet, the Tigers. That's and a beautiful tap on there from Harry Viney it was. Just a fingertips on it to palm it down to his teammate, and a penetrating kick from about 50 out into the breeze gets the job done. So they stay in it, the Tigers. I had a feeling they needed that one. 3-4 to 4-4 now at the 15-minute mark of the second term.
So both sides have kicked 2-1 over the opening half of this term. So as we said, a really good contest here. Magnificent conditions, picturesque Valley of Praise. So it'll be umpire Robbie Wild, experienced campaigner. Of course, past Harndorf player of note, and certainly almost played as many games as he's umpired now. Comes down to Riley, read the ball very well, nurses the ball at the line, find Cooper Skinner, and then bring out half forward line. So Lobethal working towards the town end, the Tweedvale end. Cooper sets it up high to the square, hasn't got Big Jack to aim for. As the ball comes down to Brady Dorr, was it? Sorry, it was Fisher in the distance, so meanwhile free kick paid to Powell. Benny Powell launches it out. Riley involved again. He's covered a lot of ground already in this game. Ball held up to a Nairne boy right in front of the Nairne coaching box. And Coach Daniel Lack would be there. We'd be pretty happy with the intent his side of board here today. He'd probably be disappointed the season's ending for him, Mitch.
Yeah, they're coming good at the right time if they were playing finals, mate. That's for sure. I just feel that as we get another stoppage, another ball up there on the far side, I just feel like the next goal before half-time is going to be very important, mate. I think whoever can score next, the major that is, will play a big role heading into the second half as Dorr wins it down, kicks forward, looking for Hopgood. Ball slapped forward, Turpin's there, Hopgood's there. Couple of Nairne boys too, the ball's fumbled around, and the umpire's found another free kick. It's going the way of the Rams again.
Deep in defence. Looks like it might be Clifford. As I said,
it's Clifford out there, is it? Yeah.
The blonde locks have sort of faded a little bit. Needs another touch-up, but that's the last game of the season. He nurses up to Nicky Yetch, who was started off pretty well, kicked the first goal of the game, but has done a lot of big in and under work, but certainly hasn't probably as many stats as we're used to him at this stage of the game. Kicks it long, Elliott over the top, ball comes down there. Das Hurrigan locking up in the tackle right in front of the Zilla Pavilion. Good crowd in the house, no doubt the sponsors' lunch going down well. It looks like Big Jack has lumbered back out into the ground.
It's good to see.
So just some running repairs, kicked away by Viney. Big leap there, ball comes to ground. Getting involved there was Hopgood, ball out the back. There was that holding, yes, said the umpire. So could that be 50 as the...
yeah, it will be, unfortunately, because I don't think it's
whistle
that windy
gone
out there. I'm not sure the Nairne Bremer players could hear the whistle, so stiff there.
So it's the skipper, Fisher. No, it's not, sorry, it's Joe Zaddo. But you could be right there, Mitchie, just not hearing it in the breeze, who knows. But anyway, he's paid the penalty, and he's moved 25 metres closer to goal. Joey Zaddo hasn't kicked too many goals. He's not a multiple goal kicker this year. As he goes towards the Tweedvale end, the ball sort of holds up in the breeze and drifts across for a minor score. So 3-5, the Tigers, Nairne Bremer 4-4 here on the Call of the Wild. Hills Footy coming to you live and direct. Trust you enjoying our coverage worldwide on hillsfooty.com.
Yeah, big miss there from Joey. Feel like if that goes through, the Tigers are well and truly back as Nairne bring it in from fullback. Long kick to the wing and a strong mark, was it? Nope, not paid. Play on, says T-Bar. Ball comes out. Clifford gives the handball over to Rupchik. Kicks long forward. One out. Well, Pring's leading the race back. Oh, horrible bounce. Does he take possession? Yep, wrapped up by Mitchie Hine, I think, and they'll get a stoppage. Big win from Nairne. Great passage of play there. Take it from coast to coast nearly. They'll have a ball up 15 metres out directly in front of goal.
So, that's called by Mitchie Weeks. Mitchie Hine, Jack Hurrigan. Attempted kick was smothered right in front of the scoreboard. Pring working the ball around the boundary. Comes to Void. He gets a quick kick away under pressure up towards the wing area. Coming out to take the mark is big Butters Binder. Handballs onto Clifford, who's drifted down from defence. He goes long. I tell you what, this could have been good, but not quite.
Just letting us
thought
down a little
I thought
bit,
that'd be a
isn't
sensational goal from the defender, but obviously ended up kicking it like the defender out of bounds on the full. We might take the opportunity, Jaden and Indy. Tell us what's going on in the stats.
Yeah, we've got to start with Lobethal. So 9 inside 50s. They've actually made a little bit more from those opportunities than they did in the past quarter. But really, 11 tackles for a game that's been very pressure-centric is just a little underwhelming. They've been really good ball users, though, Lobethal. Their composure in the middle. They haven't lost a centre clearance in the game so far as I'm concerned. They've got 9 in total. So that just makes evidence of the fact that they're doing a really good job getting first use of the ball and keeping composed. But unfortunately, they just don't have all of those forward targets to hit. And sometimes they can allow the backspace to open up to the Rams. So touch on that a bit with Jaden, I suppose.
Yeah, so 24 kicks here to Nairne. Hasn't had many kicks in the first quarter though, unfortunately. Like Mitchie said, the ball movement has been quick into the forward line and has been resulting in scores, but at the moment, Lobethal playing some good footy and getting the ball more. Back to you guys.
Thanks very much, as I think it was Nitsky setting sail for goal. Their big Jack back at the ground. He hasn't been back long and clunks a mark right inside the square and puts it through. So that's
First for the afternoon, mate, for Jack Osborne, but just limping ever so slightly on that knee, which I know he's had trouble with throughout the year, and yeah, he's just hobbling back to full forward, unfortunately.
I was actually speeding him last time around here, and he's actually got a torn patella muscle or something, so it's really virtually playing on, he's like Jake the Peg out there, mate, except he hasn't got 3 legs, he's only got the 1.
Yeah,
well. So he does a good job, and I'm sure fit Jack Osborne, if he was 100%, like you'd see him playing in the ruck and the ring, what a valuable component he'd be. But he's playing at the top of the square, and he's added that goal. So good enough to put him in front. Lobie 4-5 to 4-4 as Voigt getting the ground, the free kick in the centre of the ground. He's got Jenkin Nurse out wide, which he has a bounce. Can he do a Manasseh here? The tractor, lets himself down for poor disposal, Timmy, but he'll tell you it was effective because it found a teammate, but he's held up there.
Not his best there, Timmy, coming off half-back. Had a paddock too. I'm not sure how he was able to run off. Good find there from Voigt.
Do you think his aspirations got ahead of his capabilities there, Mitchie? I'll tell him that later.
So. Yeah, go for it.
As the ball comes fed out there by Benny Powell, controlled by Yench. In turn, gets it out to the run of Waterman. Love the way he moves. He chips it out further. Taken out here by Givons. The winger sets it up. Lumbering out is Binder, but getting there in front of him is Elliott. He'll be looking for the handball, no doubt. Mitch?
Well, let's just see. He doesn't have a handball option, so let's see how this one comes off the boot. He's deep in defence, not the place to turn it over. Probably looking to go down the line, I'd say.
See if you taught him well in the back pocket. He tries another short ball.
Oh, yep.
Just comes off there.
Good hands there by young Zane Gribble, working his way into the match well here, the Blondie. And he's looking wide too to come out of defence, and he's kicking to a contest. There's 2-on-1 in favour of Nairne. They end up with it here. Good hands. Comes out to Yench. Trusty left. Kicking long. No one at home for the Rams, though. They'll be hoping this rolls out of bounds, and it does.
Yeah, I've been pretty impressed with young Billy Zane Gribble.
Yeah.
Some of the work he's done.
Yeah, he's been good, mate. And
good pickup.
He's that type of player, you know, the young fellas. If they get a few early kicks, the confidence lifts, and it can be quite a good afternoon for them. So it's the same as most young blokes, and we're seeing it from both sides here. Young Clifford's been fantastic for the Rams, and Cross has been dominant across the field. So good contest we've got on our hands.
So thrown right from the scoreboard, which reads Lobie 4-5 to Nairne 4-4. Attempted shot off there by picture show man. This isn't as good as his previous effort, 3 for a minor score, but good enough to tie things up. 4-5 apiece. Half time looming here as we've had 23.5 minutes tick over here, Mitchie. So even Stephen, not a lot gained in this first half of football by either side, but Timmy Jenkin to bring the ball back in. So Jenkin waiting to see what's on offer. A few short leads. He'll decide to go long towards the Zilla Pavilion area. Big league out there by Gribble. Ball comes to ground. Nairne player locked up there in a strong tackle right in front of the members pavilion, the Zilla Pavilion. So umpire will come in and board up. So Rux, Gabba, Voigt, Yench lurking. Comes out into King, feeds out a handball, intercepted by Nairne in the shadows. Here's Nitsky with that distinctive haircut. Drives it long. Here's Foster. Did he get a push out? Well, I don't know about that. The umpire has, I think it's Hopgood, is it? Swooping on it, giving pursuit his Powell. Oh, it does well, Benny Powell. Well played. Umpire, if you don't mind. Well, I like to see those two decisions, the one on Clinty Foster and that one, Mitchie, but as you said, it's a lot easier up here, perhaps.
That's it, mate. We benefit from watching it from 100 metres away, but I would just like to see them swallow the whistle a little bit. Let the boys play. It's a heated contest, as we're just watching it back on the replay now. Yeah, it's he's definitely given the umpire some encourage there, Hopgood.
Well, we had the Dar situation to other end, so I suppose they evened it up as he got close to the man on the mark, Hopgood. And as a result, I think he's pulled it through for a minor score. So minor scores highlighting the closure of this quarter, 4-6 down to 4-4. So it looks like Revington will bring the ball back in. For the Rams, puts it out wide out here, finds Lockie Cross out here in the King wing. Puts on the afterburners as he strolls up, puts the ball up and kicks to touch. Wally Lewis, the King, he'd be happy with that in rugby league terms. This is just misses the line, couldn't evaded his teammate there in young Mason Pegler. Boy has joined us from the it's Mitchie Weeks, busy here signing autographs for these adoring fans. So, umpire, boundary umpire pitches it back in. Voigt, ball comes down there. Good work by Jeevens. He did the ruck work, finally feeds the ball out here to a teammate, high kick away. That was Rupchik, Elijah Variety, bouncing ball. Rowanfelt is an excitement machine, cut off by Pring, feeds the ball out here to a teammate in Ulrich, finally gives it back to Pring, in the old 1-2, puts it out wide, the wing area, here's Fisher, closely monitored there by Waterman. Ball comes to the Tigers, feeds it back to Nitsky, in turn gives it back to Pring. He's covered a lot of ground in this movement of play. Ball out wide, front of the old timekeeper's box. Must be close to the line. Pring, once again, he's had about 10 disposals, one passage of play. Mitchie?
Yeah, he's done well. Found Fisher and with some composure finds Ulrich, who's just taking some heat out of the contest here. He's looking, now he plays on. Goes long to the 50 mark. Big Oz comes out. No, Paul can't take the ball. Riley, front and centre, finally gathers, looking for a teammate. Does that now. Did he cop one high? Umpire said no. Viney picks it up. Sees Zatto out in the forward pocket. Great kick and takes an uncontested mark. And just turns his back on play. Had Osborne there if he wanted to go straight away, but he says, no worries, boys, leave it to me. I'm going to have a go.
Because Timmy Jenkin running on and, of course, looking for the cheapie. So Flynn, the cameraman, right behind this shot of Joe Zatto. So we'll be able to tell, he gives it off to the run there of Fuller, the coach, who's had a shot and has just snuck it inside, as you'll see on our coverage. So Fuller, second goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, and not a recognised forward, obviously, in his playing days down at Norwood, mate. He's a half-backman, but in relishing his time being coach, just sitting himself up on the forward flank, picking up a couple of pretty good goals too, by the way. Trusty left footer, but just as good on his right. Versatile cat, and probably should have been onto that, the Nairne Bremer boys. Is just slutting off for the cheapie?
Too worried about the tractor running through because he's always the go-to man. As we know, the set plays at the practice
training. We've
seen
seen that movie before, haven't we?
We have, exactly. Mitchie Weeks. He's joining us this afternoon, doing some great work here, as Matty Fuller with his second goal of the afternoon, so it gives these Tigers the lead, 5-6 to 4-4. Back in the centre is a chance. Dorr took the ball out, gave it to that man Fuller. High kick, holds up in the breeze. Target out to be Zatto, got his hands to it, spilled it. Good work by Powell. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Ball spills free. Young Grivelwin there once again. Comes out to Netsky, close to the boundary line over there. In front of the Nairne coaching staff. Dorr once again getting involved. High kick by the Tigers. Lumbering out Big Jack, got one hand to it, brings it down. The Crummers are at ground level. Well done by the peg dog. Riley made sure that ball wasn't coming out there as over the top of him was Foster. So they've got to be smart, these Tigers forwards. If Jack can't get the ball, he'll bring it to ground.
That's exactly right, mate. The last couple he's brought to ground, and Riley, those two are great mates. So that's a combo to watch up forward as Oz takes it out of the ruck, gets it on the boot, only as far as Hurrigan it is there, getting tackled. Good, strong tackle, wrapped up there, 10 metres from goal for the Tigers, directly in front. What are your thoughts here, Pistols?
Well, dangerous territory. They wouldn't want to leak another goal before half-time. Ball taken away here by Yates, but in the meantime, saved by the siren. Any possible further goals conceding. So half time, 5-6 to 4-4. Entertaining second quarter. Lobie booting 4, Mitchie to 2 by Nairne Bremer, because Nairne led by the odd goal at quarter time, and now it's the Tigers by 8 points. So entertaining half of footy, mate.
Good half of footy, I think. Not what we were expecting. The town end's been the scoring end. And you've seen some good, hard contested footy, not always as polished or as skillful as one might think, but it is quite blowy out here, as I'm sure it is around the grounds throughout all Hills footy, Div 1 and Div 2. So yeah, just looking forward to the second half. Whoever can get the jump, I think, will go a long way to winning the game, the third quarter, as they call it, the premiership quarter. Probably on both teams' minds. I think both coaches would be reasonably happy. Matty Fuller would be happy with the Tigers working their way back into the game there through some composure. But yeah, Nairne have been a great showing so far, and I think that at times they've definitely looked the better side. So pretty good match, mate. A pretty good match, I believe.
So we'll attempt to bring you up some scores as we go around the ground during the half-time break. Can tell you, a very important game, even for the Lofty situation, but more so for Mount Lofty. They have to win to make the finals, and doing it a little bit tough at the moment. Onka Valley 6-7, the Candy Striper Devils are 2-2, so Onka's looking to shore up that double chance. And I tell you what, we'll go down to Jaden and Indy quickly for just a couple of half-time stats, because we've got two very special guests who'll be joining us here in a moment. So, Jaden and Indy, what do you got, boys?
All right, so to summarise quickly, I think what Lobethal did best in that quarter, hands down, was composing themselves in the contest. They absolutely dominated centre clearances. They have only lost 1 for the game so far. Otherwise, they've got 9 next to their name. That is really impressive to see from the Lobethal midfield. I guess one aspect they could be improving on at the moment is the tackling pressure. It's a little bit underwhelming considering what Nairne have been doing, and their ability to chase jumpers in particular has been very impressive. So a lot of credit to Nairne, but also Lobethal. I think they do represent a top 2 team and they play quality football. So it's been a great fight so far, but Lobethal are the superior team in the midfield, which is why they lead at the moment. Jaden, can you explain what Nairne have done right and wrong in that second quarter?
Thanks Indy for that one. So yeah, in the first 10 minutes of that quarter, they were really good at Nairne. Like Mitchie said, they got the ball forward really quickly and created some remarkable goals there too. But unfortunately, they just couldn't get their kicking game going and their handballing game going. In the last period of that quarter, they had 6 less handballs and 7 less kicks in that quarter as well, and they only had 1 centre clearance in that quarter and only 1 for the game. So unfortunately, they need to work on that, man. 12 marks and 27 tackles there. So the tackle pressure has been good, but just unfortunately, Lobie just got the good end of that half there. And he's how about this for a stat? So they scored a score of 14 in that quarter, and the average in away games is actually 14 in the second quarter as well. And that was Lobie's highest second quarter score in the second quarter as well. So there's a stat for you, Pistols, and back to you. Hopefully it'll be a good second half of footy.
Thanks very much, boys.
Great work, lads.
Great works as usual. Now, we're joined here by a couple of special guests. If Jaden and Indy, if you'd just like to slip out for a minute, as coming into the big chair here in front of us. Big chair for a little man.
Jack, yours is on. Alex, yours needs a green light.
So,
Welcome, boys.
great to have 2 sideline Tigers superstars join us. Well, the Squid, Alex Giorgio, good to see you, mate.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And, well, we got little Jack out there, but Big Jack's been able to join us. No, but Jack Andrew, Jackie Bampton, thanks for joining us, mate.
Thanks, Pistols. Thanks for having me, although don't want to be here. It's a beautiful day. I'd rather be playing.
No, I reckon you'd rather be out there racking up the stats. Now, just firstly, boys, for all the Tiger viewers who might be out there on the worldwide stream, the reasons you're not out there, besides you want to be with us?
I'm hamstrung for the first time in my life. The rigours of HFL football have caught up with me, and body couldn't hold up.
Seems to be a common theme, these recruits coming back to a harder, tougher brand of footy and just picking up some minor injuries, Pistols. What are your thoughts? Just maybe a bit of tougher brand up here in the hills, or?
Yeah, well, you'd probably be able to relate to that, Alex. Hard yakka up here, the training compared to...
It certainly is. The decks are a little heavier, and you don't quite get the luxuries of physio and all that handed to you. But I don't know, we had 5 of us with right hamstrings all at the same time, so I don't know. Maybe it's the coach's fault.
Could very well be the coach's fault. Maybe it's the lack of training. Who knows? Jackie?
Yeah, and I've had actually a little bit of a hamstring issue too, so was hoping to play today, get back for today, but yeah, thought I might just have one more week off and be right to go for the big game next week. Yeah, so hopefully mine's not too bad, but we'll see how we go next week.
And half-time we can cheer the score at Onka Valley 6-7, leading Mount Lofted 2-2, so you may well be having the local derby against the Doggies again. But hey, listen, Alex, great to have you here, mate. Just while you're here, we just, if we could go back a little bit, yeah, 2014, mature student, number 35 in the national draft, off to the Demons. How was that at the age, you know, obviously a lot of personal and, well, financial sacrifices you made to go across?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was the best year of my life. I don't think the guys who get on the list when they're 18 years old really realise how good a lifestyle the AFL lifestyle is. So it was an opportunity I never thought I'd get, and one that I was grateful I actually took the opportunity. Didn't quite make the most of it, but yeah, it was fun nonetheless.
Now, you played the NAB Challenge Series, I believe, and so you were selected for the first 7 games, is that right?
That is right.
Debut game?
St Kilda at Etihad, we got done by about 10 points maybe.
No, only 7 games, but you managed. Matt, how's this? You'll
everyone
love this.
brings
You'll love
this
this.
one up,
You'll love this,
Pistols.
Mitchie. You managed to have one trip to the tribunal for striking the one and only Buddy Franklin, round 6. You recall that? Can you want to run us through what happened? Was it misjustice or?
I actually had 2 trips to the tribunal because I was caught up in that Jack Viney bump on Tom Lynch scandal. I was the last piece of the puzzle in that. So I spent more time at the tribunal with that one. With the Franklin one, I don't even really remember the incident. Particularly, it wasn't until after the game when I hopped on my phone. I had like 50 notifications and people tagged me in videos and stuff. So, yeah, no, it was pretty daunting playing on him, but I didn't have to play on him for long.
Now, you would have recalled that well. What'd you hold him to?
He kicked 1 goal in the first quarter and then he went off with a knee injury. So,
So you kept him to 1.
I was actually supposed to be on Roberts Thompson, I reckon, but for some reason.
LRT.
You've got to follow the script here, Squid, because kept him to 1-1. He kicked 79 for the year, so we're going to blow up your trumpets here. But obviously, yeah. Well.
I reckon he had the red vest on at about the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. So.
Now, do you realise 16 players have worn the famous number 41?
Yeah.
You're one of them, so pretty unique. Actually, talking about playing for a club like Melbourne, the oldest football club in Australia, just steeped in history. What was it like wandering through the corridors of history there?
It was a bit, I don't know, mind-boggling. Like on the Wednesday, I was working on the Southern Expressway, and on Thursday, you're walking through the through the change rooms and that. Oh, it was it was a club with a very proud history, and it was good to see guys like Ron Barassi and Nita and Gary Lyon and that. They're always around the club. So yeah, all of a sudden they're the guys you only see on TV and you're seeing them in person.
Now you got the touring shirt as they give the Australian cricket team. What number are you in the Demons? Would you know?
No, well, we're supposed to get first game memorabilia, but I don't know what happened to mine.
You didn't get presented with the red and blue cap.
No, I haven't got one of those either.
Number
No.
1302.
Was I? There we go. That's news to me. I know it was number 1395 at Norwood. I remember that, but
Yeah.
there we go. Oh, thanks for doing some history for me.
Yeah,
Now,
there you go.
and also probably only 2 Hills Football League products that we can think of. Mitchell have played for the Demons, of course, the great man who's with us, and Tommy Sparrow, of course, former Bridgie Raider, who's sitting on the grand total of 7 games.
Wow. And he broke his collarbone. So.
Yeah, so he won't beat your
Fingers
record.
crossed.
He's going to share the record with you.
I think he'll play a few more than me. He's about, 10 years, 12 years my younger. Cheney played for Melbourne, didn't he? Cole?
Yeah, but we don't. He's not a Hills product, though, is he?
He is now.
Yeah, well, I guess so, via warrant in the bill.
Yeah.
But, hey, listen, been involved Bernie Vince's your first year as Roosie as the coach. How'd you find him?
Roosie was a very intimidating figure. He set a really good standard as a coach, and that's what the D's probably lacked for a long time. So when he came when he came on board, everyone was pretty excited. Bernie's a laugh of a bloke. What you see on TV is what you see in person as well. Yeah, he was great for the club because he came in and brought a lighter side to footy, but was also true professional, got it done on game day.
Now, quickly as the teams come out here again for the second half, would Matty Fuller be happy, Jack and Alex, or are they lacking a bit of power down in defence and in the midfield? Or
judging by quarter time, he wasn't happy. No, I think this is supposed to be the sort of rehearsal for finals, and probably boys have lacked a little bit early. Look, Nairne have come to play, and it's a windy day, but yeah, I think hopefully we respond like we have in the last couple of second halves and put together a good half ready for finals.
Yeah, I don't think take too much away from them. They have been good. They've come out wanting to play, and it's obviously their sort of grand final for 2020. So they want to get a win too. So yeah, we're just looking a little bit flat, but looked a bit better in that second quarter. So hopefully can continue with that.
What's the? Can you give us a bit of insight into the ruck? Obviously, Big Oz's knees still no good, but Voidy started on the wing. Cooper Skinner went in. Brady spent a bit of time in there. Is there just trying a few different things, or what's the go there?
Yeah, we're lucky enough. We've got a lot of options there to throw through there. Look, I don't think Void is probably the best jumper at the ball. He's more of a body type ruckman. So Coop really gives us some good looks in there, and he's good on the ground. So it's a good mix up, and I don't know, just keeps the opposition guessing when you got guys coming from everywhere. Yeah,
and Voidy has carried the load a lot for us this year so far. So yeah, I think just trying out a few options, and yeah, obviously having Brady come back today. Yeah, at 300 centimetres is pretty handy to throw in there at times.
Yeah, he's good to have him back for sure. Quickly, lads, before we get back into it, one thing you think probably from a Lobie perspective will win us the game? One each?
Oh, I reckon getting it done in the midfield.
Midfield?
Yeah.
actually, I've just, I think it just shows people are listening. We had a message from down in Tasmania. We overlooked, of course, the late Troy Broadbridge, who was a Mount Lofty product. He'd probably have the record for the most games, I'd suggest.
Was he a Mount Lofty product?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, only the best come from there.
Yeah, oh, yeah, true.
Hey, listen, just quickly, before we let you go, a question we ask on Hills Footy Unplugged of our special guests in time on Colo. If you had the opportunity to sign open clearance for anyone in your club, so don't hold back here, boys, who would you clear? And disregarding the man sitting next to me, who would you sign open clearance for?
What do you mean by open clearance?
Well, just get rid of him because
get rid of him.
Yeah, get rid of him.
Yeah, not recruit him.
Hell, that's a very good question.
You both know.
Wow.
So don't hold
usually
back.
most guys we have a just bang straight away. They nominate the pest who they want to get rid of.
I like all our players.
Trouble is, these blokes have got to get back into the team.
Yeah,
they can't say Fuller. They're both thinking.
I was going to say Matt Fuller, but he's. I don't know, can he clear your coach? Has that been done before?
Well, yeah, apparently it has.
He wouldn't be happy at work on Monday if I got rid of him.
No. All right, guys. Well, thanks very much, and just hope it's so. All being well, we might see you on the Call of the Wild next week, but out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll be out next week. Alex he'll be watching again.
I think I'll be watching for a while, Pistols.
All right, good on you. All right, boys.
Thanks,
Lovely
lads.
to be
Thanks,
enjoy the rest of the day.
Cheers.
Fantastic there, Mitchell, to have two great products of the Lobie Football Club here joining us on the Call of the Wild. So, second half underway here, and 5-6 Tigers narrowly leading Nairne Bremer 4-5. First clearance will go to Nairne, comes out the Yench, he's run down as he's trying to get his kick. Pushed, that's AFL to be holding the ball.
Dear, yeah, it's interesting one, but Yench on the trusty left. Looks forward, nearly a screamer it is. Who's that down there, Pistols? That's a fantastic mark.
Just wait for him to turn around. Hopefully he turns around this way. That's a hurricane of the Jack variety. So living up to the family
Sorry,
reputation.
Jack, that was a cracking mark.
Yeah, fantastic mark as we looked at the replay here. If it comes up, Yench winning the dubious free kick. Anyway, doesn't matter how you get it, Mitch. So Jack Hurrigan, not a proven goal kicker this year, but certainly be looking to put this one through and get the Rams a good start. Nurses it through. I tell you, that's straight over the goal umpire's cap. So couldn't ask for a better start than that. Mitchy Weeks, 45 seconds, then get the first goal of the second half.
Yeah, it takes them to 5-5 to 5-6. So just a solitary point in favour of the Tigers. That's definitely been the scoring end despite the breeze. So You could be onto something there, Pistols. It's all between the ears, and cracking start for the Rams. I think that it's going to be whoever wins this first 15 minutes of this third quarter may go a long way to winning the game. So a great start there for the maroon and white.
So as the boys join us, Alex Giorgio and Jack Bampton, they said this is probably a perfect build-up for the finals for Lobie, going in game hard. And so back in the centre, Binders win the tap down. They were sweeping on their Nairne through the agency of Rupchik. Ball comes out here in the wing in the distance. Oh, it's cross, showing a bit of pace. He's dispossessed in a tackle here. Great tackle was called by Mitchy Weeks in the distance there.
Tractor.
By the tractor, Timmy Jenkins. He's everywhere. So Timmy Jenkins, the spiritual leader of the Tigers, preparing for another finals campaign, first since 2015. Big pack fly there by Dorr, comes off hands. Gavitt here has a bounce.
Hopgood
By
hesitated.
Hopgood, yeah, he did. Finally gets back to teammate. A high kick there. Oh, Big Jack on the line. I think it would have been through for a minor score anyway. It's the big man. Did the earth move through you? Then Mitchie, as the big man crashed into the tap.
Yeah, little vibration up here, but it's just giving the footy to his captain there. Full out a couple of steps. Could have either pulled the trigger or put it to advantage. Just caught in between at the moment, and I think it's the disadvantage of kicking with the wind pistol.
So Reventing nurses up the line and finds Darcy Clifford, the past Langhorne Creek boy, been pretty impressive this year in his debut campaign for the Rams. Sets the ball towards the dream making. You see it hold up in the breeze. Skinner was involved, comes to Sheets betting, got it to Yench. Low left footer up. Oh, well trapped there by Elliott in the end. He lost it, taken by Hurricane. He nurses it up here looking for his brother, Das. And Das landed a bit awkwardly there as he gave back to his brother. Handballs across here to the run of the picture show man, Rowan felt he'll kick a more conventional goal this time. And I tell you what, up and about the Rams here in the second half.
That's a great passage of play into the wind. Yes, a little bit fortunate, but you've got to make the most of that. And when the footy goes behind a defender, you start to get very, very worried. And yeah, well done by Darcy Hurricane there. Gave it off to his brother, which allowed him to get over the top and run into an easy goal. So, man, definitely the faster starters here in the third. Worrying signs for the Tigers, I think. They came out asleep at the start of the first, and they've come out asleep at the start of the third. So, let's see if they can work their way back into it as they did in the first half.
So good game here, 6-5, 5-7 on the call of the Wild Hills Footy, coming to you on our worldwide stream. And tell us, get on board, Facebook, tell us where you're watching it. And once again, thanks to Big Bluey Simons, past Heathfield Aldgate great and Mount Lofty player, now residing in Tassie. Never misses watching us, just alerting us to the fact about Hills footballers for Melbourne. Ball comes down here, locked up at ground level. Looks like it's Rupchuk and young King, Ryan King. So once again, umpire T-Bar recommence play. Ball up, Binder. Cluster around the ball here in the pitch area. Comes out the edge, gets a clearing left footer. And that's almost a good strong mark taken by Bedding. Misses his target with the handball. Comes out to Grivell. Was he in French? No. Picked up by Yench on the left. He goes towards the 12 end. Big Das. And reads the ball well, and just too good for Elliott on that occasion, Mitch.
Yeah, just read the footy better. Once again, though, it's a credit to Nairne's midfield. Yench just getting a clean ball. And kicking it to advantage side. The Tigers could definitely take a leaf out of the Rams book at the moment, just giving their forwards quality looks. It's also good to see this man hasn't been the only one. They've benefited from multiple goal scorers today, and they look dangerous every time they go in.
So Das for his second of the afternoon.
He doesn't miss those pistols.
No, it's a bread and butter shot as he just skips away. I think he, in that previous marking contest, perhaps damaged an ankle or something as he's sort of hobbling up, but he comes up the field to congratulate the midfield, as you said. Good work, clearance work, the Rupchiks, and Yench in particular working pretty hard. So
working overtime. So
the Hurricane boys getting amongst it. Das with 2, we won this quarter. Jack with 1, and Ryan Felt the other. 3 goals. Tigers yet to add a major, and Nairne have skipped out to what 7-5, I think that is now. 3 goals for this term. The 5-7. The scoreboard boys are little bit slow and catching up. So Nairne, little mini break against the wind. Very good performance here. Binder. Skinner won it down. Oh, stolen by Waterman. I tell you what, they're killing them in the midfield at the moment. Mitchy Weeks. High ball coming out to meet. It was family mark there from Nairne. Lobethal defence taken there. Kicked forward. Das once again goes to ground level. Can he feed out to Jack? Tiger defence under a little bit of pressure here.
They can't get their hands on the footy at the moment, Pistols. It's all maroon and white at the minute, so they just need to get hold of the footy and compose themselves. As the ball goes up, Void taps it down. The umpire's found a free kick and betting in the ruck contest, I believe. Oh, no, it's Hourigan. It's someone, another one being held. Oh, no, it is betting. Yep, in the ruck contest, so he gives it off now. 25 metres out, directly in front. He'll kick from man on the mark's about 20 out as he goes through his routine at the top of the mark. Relatively straightforward kick. The wind's died off beautifully for him.
Has kicked 4 for the season.
And there's no problem there. They get 4 straight and very, very quickly. And little worrying signs here for the Tigers. And there's nothing they can do about it. Momentum footy here from the Rams. It's a great start to the second half.
Well, Lobie got the first score of the, Yench with the opening goal, and then Lobie went down for a behind. But as Mitchie Weeks suggested, since then they've added 3 quick fire goals to the Rams. They've pushed out the 8-5 to 5-7. Just going around the grounds, Mount Lofty 2-2, Trail, Onka Valley 6-7 at half time, and another important game, Blackwood 9-3, leading Mount Barker 7-3, Mitchie. So both those results are pretty important to the composition of the 5 as we're in the final minor round of the season. Of course, shortened season through COVID, but at least we have a season, which is good. And don't forget finals next week, starting here on the Cordwell. And also tomorrow, women's grand final will be all over that. Balhanna Oval, 1:30, the Open Women's Final. You're ready to defend the crown against Blackwood. So tune in tomorrow for Sunday special. Meanwhile, a free kick has been picked out here to Whoopchick. He nurses it across here. A bit of indecision by Waterman and Yench there, but Waterman good enough to get control of the ball. Sells a bit of candy, gets around Jenkins, then goes bang towards half forward, getting back under the ball and taking a good defensive mark, and the wind is Voigt.
First time they've had some uncontested footy here, so they're just going to hang on to it, although Nitschke goes quickly now, and a good decision to Turpin. He, in turn, goes quickly as well. Oh, a high, wide ball in the direction of Hopgood. He spills the mark, but recovers. Tries to fend off. Good tackle. And I think it's gone out of bounds, Pistols. Yes, it has. Just about the 50-metre mark. Canteen flank there for the Tigers. So probably could have held the footy up a little bit and played the possession game. But we'll see how it turns out. They're inside the forward 50 just. Fisher in the ruck. Taps it down. Rupchik gets the handball out. There's a little bit of indecision. They finally pick it up through Tigers, that is, through Riley. He gets around, kicks goalward. No, not quite. Near side miss.
I tell you, Riley, who was on fire in the first term, a bit quiet in the second, but certainly back in the business there. Waterman trying perhaps could have done better. He coughed the ball up, and Riley just not able to seize the opportunity. But minor score, so the second of the quarter for Lobie. So Revington with the ball will come out towards the King wing broadcast area. Ball sits up in the wing, going there's the tools. Betting at the front goes to ground, picked up by Power. He's locked up in a good tackle by Coach Fuller.
Just outworking the Tigers, the Rams at the moment. They had 4 men to 3 at that contest, and it's a kick out from fullback. So work rate's up, the morale's up for the Rams. It's a dangerous time for the Tigers.
So Brady Dorgate's binder. Dorr puts it straight down the throat of Fuller, who in turn gave the run of Grivell. Zane sits up towards the square, over the top of Big Jack. Tried to curl it in, but through for a minor score. So 3 straight behinds. Lobie this term kicking with the wind. Nairne have kicked 4 against it, Mitchie. So Tigers certainly are facing a bit of a challenge here. Kick out for Nairne. But ball taking half-back flank area. Nursed up the line, finds Waterman in the distance. So Kurt Waterman had a pretty good year. Ball holds up towards the Zilla Pavilion. In fact, it drifts over the line in front of the Zilla Pavilion. So it'll be a resultant free kick for the Tigers. Can they manufacture a score out of this one, which they badly need at this stage out there in the distance?
Must be a bit trickier out there than we think, Pistols, as Pring brings that one into Viney about 65 from goal.
It is a bit choppy here with our open window just blowing around, so it must be effective out there, Mitchie.
Goes long, down towards Osborne. Big pack flies, he gets his hands to it, can't complete the mark, comes to ground, Nairne there. There's a little bit of a scrimmage and they can't sort it out, so the umpire says, in fact it's just spilled over the line. Boundary umpire says, I'll sort it out, boys, and he'll throw it in.
So right in front of the scoreboard, which reads reverse, Nairne Bremer 8-5, Lobie 5-8, off hands, taken away by Big Binder. Gives it to the run of that man Waterman, who certainly lifted. He gets out towards the wing area. That's a better kick. And Big Darce, who's a long way from home, takes a mark in the true wing position. just up from the Lobethal coaching box. So Big Darce just nurses up the line as Mitchy Weeks. Sorry, that's you. Mitchy Hine, you got a stat out there, mate. Mitchy Hine taking the ball. So Stitchy Mitchy sets it up, holds up in the breeze. Big leap there from Elliott, I think it was, over the back, but then behind the pack, Cooper Skinner just stood his ground and said, I'll take this one. He nurses it across to the cricket pitch area, taken by Nitsky, in turn gives it a run of the ruckman in Voigt. Voigt gets around the punt and goes bang long towards Big Jack. Oh, great mark by the Peanut, Clint Foster. Yeah, classic defensive work. Puts it out there towards the skipper in Revington. Gets it just inside the boundary line, nurses up the King wing area. He's got Jeevens here as the target. In opposition to Cooper, Luke takes the mark. Gives it back to the run of Waterman, who's covering plenty of ground. Goes towards centre forward, and that's well taken there. Oh, he looked to give it off was Rupchik at a Elijah variety, but decides to come back and take his kick. So, heads inside 50. Darce is the target. Got his hand to it, was slugged, and well, he's a master at that, Darcy Hurricane. He's not the oldest bloke, but plays very experienced, doesn't he?
He's definitely been around the block, mate. Obviously down at South Adelaide in his prime, if you can call it that. He's probably there now. But
Australian under-18 bloke.
Yeah, played plenty of footy, so knows all about it. But just ragdolled there. Once again, credit to their midfield and back flankers. They're just moving the ball that quickly, putting the Tiger defence under so much pressure. Mate, if this goes through, it's going to be a hard ask for the Tigers, I believe.
Wow, calling it.
Oh, I'm not quite calling it, but it's just a long way back.
So Darce, Tweedville just caresses the ball nicely through. Second for the term, third overall, and fifth for the term for the Rams. They raceway 9-5 to 5-8. As we go down to Jaden and Indy, just a few quick stats from this term.
Well, this is actually 5 goals from 5 centre clearances for Nairne. On the Lobethal side of things, though, you've got to look at their midfield. They've actually been outpaced for getting first use in this quarter, which is why they're getting smashed at the moment. And since the 10-minute mark of the second quarter, Riley has only actually had 2 disposals, so he's losing that inside impact. And we've got Tim Jenkin. He's still maintaining some pretty solid form. He's got 13 disposals at the moment, but his kicks alone isn't able to break the field open for Lobethal at this stage. So just get a quick word in from Jaden on the Nairne stats.
Yeah, and just talking about centre clearances. So yeah, they've had 5 centre clearances in this quarter, and they had 1 in the first half. So that's a big improvement for Nairne. Kurt Waterman's already had 6 disposals in this quarter as well, so he's been very good for the Rams. Back to you guys.
As he comes up with his 7th there and finds a target in Mitch Hine just around the 50-metre mark. He's got Darcy 1 out again. In fact, there's 2 there now. Can he beat them both? Not quite. And the Tigers butter up through Nitschke. Comes out looking wide to Voigt. Oh, it's just floated over his head. They're having some trouble with the conditions, the Tigers. Flips it over to Turpin. Tries to break a tackle. Does. Jenkin inboard. Little 8-iron kick. That's a shocker. And he's turned it straight over to Jensch. And that hurts, and Jensch is just calling for a little bit of steady from the Rams. They've got the upper hand now, and he's just a wise head on young shoulders.
Do you think that'll be in the Tractors highlights? We were on Dartfish during the week, that disposal. But anyway, solid bump dished out there. The Rupchik boys come into, looks like it was Huckster involved there, but the Nairne boy down a little bit groggy. I think it might be Jeevens. And taken high.
Yeah, that's a solid hit. You can see that one coming a mile away. Head over the footy. It's a good contest.
Looks like he's all right. Thankfully, Nick Jeevens, that's good he's walked away. But the resultant free kick will go to Darcy Clifford. Got the lead there from Jensch. Decides to go long. Dummy lead from Mitch Hine coming out there. Big leap. Lobethal defence. Ball comes to ground. Hurrigan with the ball, just trying to bullock his way clear. A couple of defenders was held in, so the umpire will pitch the ball up. Knocked down by Voigt. Jenkin looping. Handball of Skinner. Finally clearing kick away for the Tigers. Long kick out here on his own. Caught in the turnover.
Big Oz.
It's the big man, Jack Osborne.
55 out. Does he go for home? No, he looks for his coach. And little tick lead, clever head, and Revington unable to chop it off.
Perfect little,
champagne footy, mate.
Fantastic work by boys who've played at a higher level. You can see that. There's Big Jack moving like sticking plaster as he runs back to the square.
Yeah, he's doesn't look in a great way, but it must be the adrenaline when the footy comes down, because he seems to move okay when it's in his area.
So, Coach Fuller.
For his 3rd, I believe.
3rd, you're quite right. Leading goal kicker, only multiple goal kicker this afternoon so far for the Tigers. So we know he's capable of getting the distance with the wind behind him. Can he get the accuracy? I tell you what, the crowd, no, well, perhaps trying to bluff the Fisher, trying to bluff the goal umpire there with the applause. So minus got 4 straight points to 5 straight goals this term. Mitchy Weeks tells the story. So Revington, the ball will hold up here. This could be dangerous. Powell got his hands to it, so he won't concede a free kick as the ball goes over the boundary line, just around from the Randall and Mitchell Weeks pavilion. Whose name goes first in that, Mitch?
Oh, certainly not mine, mate.
Because triple premiership captain. You don't realise how good the Dooley was. Ball comes down.
Tell you that.
Here's
Pig.
Riley got it out to Timmy Jenkin. Scrubs a kick forward, but playing in front, the benefit taken by Clifford for the Rams, last line of defence.
Looks like he wants to take this on, Pistols.
He
And
does run round Big Jack. Now, sets it further afield. This is important. Gather here, taken off well crumb by Yench. Held up, but he got the ball to Rowanfield. Nurses the ball up the wing, looking for teammate Dan Herrigan. Followed up nicely by Wardman right in front of the Dreammaker here. Good pressure applied there by Cooper Luke. And umpire T-Bar calls free kick, holding the ball, I think. So Cooper Luke, one of the exciting young Tiger Cubs, emerging out here at the Valley of Praise. So 18 minutes coming up here in this third term, and Nairne certainly taking a bit of a, well, wouldn't say a mortgage on the game, but a strong hand as they lead 9-5 to 5-10. And there's a chance for Fuller once again, Mitchy. See if he's any better from this side of the ground.
This will probably suit him even more, Pistols. The further out he gets, the better he seems to hit him. Obviously can kick the footy 60, 65 metres. He's a booming kick of the footy, so this will take his best, but as I said, I wouldn't count him out. As he strolls in, onto the left, gives it a ride. It looks pretty good. It looks very good. He's happy with it, and it's straight through the big ones. That's a huge kick in the context of this match and keeps the Tigers in it.
So just took him just a tad over 18 minutes, Mitchy, to get that opening goal of the second half for him. They were camped on 5-6. They now move on to 6-10. Nairne Bremer a 9-goal 5. So entertaining game here to wrap up the minor round here season on the Call of the Wild. Trust you're enjoying Hills Division 1 footy. Wide streamed around the world, hillsfooty.com. So get involved. Great to see we have actually, as I said, two viewers down in Tasmania this afternoon. So yeah, Ed Smart getting involved. Rockstar Alex Giorgio, what he is. The squid. Bet you don't wish they had him out there this afternoon. Hopefully he gets back next week with that troublesome hamstring. Probably a bad time of the season to get something like that. Mitchy, as Nick Yench, left foot, nurses out here to Waterman, who seems to be everywhere. He goes long, in fact it was cross, sorry. Goes long up here towards Big Darts, tumbling marking attempt. Tiger defence really under pressure. Nitsky, Cohen, missed the target, and Skinner comes out to big sheets. Betting gets it back here to a flying shot by Lockie Cross. Oh, goal umpire just moved a bit too much. That would have brought the house down.
He liked it off the boot too. I could hear a few celebratory cheers, but just sliding across the face, unfortunately, for if you're a Nairne Bremer supporter.
So 9-6, 6-10. So what's that? 4-goal 10 advantage. So 4-goal 4. Sorry, advantage. So yeah. Timmy Jenkin to bring the ball back in. Tweedvale into the ground. Sets the ball out, looking for the tall timber and Voigt. Comes off hands.
Dangerous ball, this one, to be
Joe
won.
Zatto spins out nicely. Got it to Fuller. Riley. Riley gives it to Oric. Oh, he's just possessed. Good challenge there from Powell. Upended him. Comes to Huxter, was it? Or Turpin? Out there. It's the sun shining on the windscreen. Bit hard to pick him up. Oh, good pick up there for Yench, I think it was. Half volley off the ground in the end. The umpire will come in and ball it up. So
did well to hold that footy up, the Rams then. It was all Tigers and doing just enough. Once again, through Yench has been everywhere.
So ruck duel comes down. Riley trying to get clear. Got it to teammate. Hacks it forward. Barbecue shed pocket. Bouncing out in front of the scoreboard, which reads Nairne Bremer 9-6. Lobethal 6-10. Of course, looking for back-to-back wins. The Rams, Mitchie against the Tigers, of course, beating them in the last game they played last year over at Ram Park. So Nairne Bremer, as I said, win this will improve on their ratings from last year. Both these sides finishing in the bottom 2 last year. So mass improvement, obviously, by Lobethal, but Nairne certainly only moving up a spot to finish 8th out of 9 teams, but certainly they've been very much more competitive this season. Mitch, and with a bit of luck, probably could have got a couple of bigger scalps.
Yeah, I think so, mate. And they've actually been more competitive against the top sides. Like, they've been really impressive. So you're probably right. Maybe underachieved slightly by the way they're playing today anyway. But as I said, this is the first I've seen for them. As the ball gets thrown into the pocket, Osborne taps it down. Dangerous ball here for the Nairne Bremer. Oh, Timmy Jenkins picks it up. Snap on goal, far side. It looks like it's going much too far out on the
Landed
full.
at Lenswood.
Yeah, so still no quality looks there for the Tigers because the pressure from Nairne's been very, very strong. So very impressed with that, and I'm sure Coach Daniel Lackenby will be too. He'd be very wrapped with the way this term's gone so far.
So the kick out comes off hands. Trying to bundle his way through, I think it's Riley in typical fashion. Has he gone, no, too high, shoved. So free kick paid, nurses the ball forward, and once again, Coach Fuller presenting and honoured. I tell you what, Nairne, and also you got to look, I think they're top of the under-18s at the moment, so that's another really big bonus for them. One of the reasons they wanted to come to Div 1 was for their junior program. Because obviously a lot of clubs in Div 2 not fielding the full complement, so yeah, well done Rams, all positives you suggest. And certainly their A-grade are going out with a bang for season 2020. As we're with Fuller, who's kicked the only goal this quarter for the Tigers. Make that he's kicked 2 goals for the Tigers this quarter as they move on to 7-10 to 9-6. So still a bit of hope there, Mitchie.
There's a glimmer, mate.
I wouldn't put that white flag up the pole just yet, mate.
Yeah, well, I don't... yeah, it's never up, especially in the third term. It's 22.5-minute mark of the third. I think, yeah, either team will be doing well to score here before the three-quarter time siren, but it's just a shame they've been sleeping coming out of the half-time break and at the start of the game. Nairne have got the jump on them both times, which is a credit to them. They've come switched on. Let's just see how they run the game out. The Tigers have had a few injuries and a few blokes that are sore. I'm not sure on the Rams situation, but it'll be interesting to see. Whoever runs this out best is going to take it home.
So Rubchik trying to bustle his way through the Elijah variety. He's paid to play on, so the umpire comes back up here. Powell's the first to get for the Rams. He's got assistance there from Clifford. Good work, Nairne defence as they bring it out. Mitchie Hines is a target, but chipping in front is Big Voigt. Henry Voigt.
He'll want to get it in there quickly, I tell you. He elects to switch, which is a dangerous option. Skinner amongst 4 Nairne jumpers. It beats them all. Yench picks it up on the trusty left. Now it's a foot race. It's Elliott, Yench, Skinner. Elliott will probably get there first, but Jeevens is bearing down. Gives the handball over to Luke. Luke with some time now. Elects to handball again to Nitschke, the old head. Usually good by foot. On the opposite foot for him. Gets it to Zato though. Spills a sitter. Gets the handball over inside. You got Riley. Looking to kick. Gets it on the boot. Timmy Jenkins in the middle. Pistols.
Good coast-to-coast football version there for the Tigers. Good running handball. And finally, Timmy Jenkins. Is he going to load up the tractor? Oh, he just chips it. Golf shot forwards. Jack, it looks like he was held onto.
He was.
The umpire was right on the spot. So, big Jack Osborne from point blank range here. Mitchie will go to his goal in the second term. So, the Tigers just crawling their way back here. So I suggest they haven't put the cue in the rack just yet, as big Jack has said point blank range. Put through the Tigers. So, they've actually kicked the last 3 goals of the game in quick succession to move just that little bit closer. They're on 8-10 to 9-6.
Looking at a 2-point differential here, Pistols. So all of a sudden...
Lobethal Primary maths there.
Sorry.
Lobethal Primary School
maths? Lenswood Primary.
A Lenswood boy.
Yeah, Lenswood Primary. So I was
they
a
had you
trader. I was a trader
They
as
had
a
you
kid.
counting apples out there.
Yeah, they
Mitch.
did.
Yep.
Apples and cherries and bits and pieces. But yeah, I was started my juniors out there. So
Okay.
back in school, they've had to fetch a spare ball here because Oz has decided to put it over into the polo field.
Would you be one of the favourite sons of Lenswood?
Oh, not likely.
Best thing to come out of Lenswood?
Not likely. I wasn't loved by too many of my teachers, mate, but that's another story. Oh, they've got the footy here, so don't know. Where
Was that back in the Dave Carger days, or he'd moved on?
Dave Carger had just moved on.
How lucky was he?
Yeah, very lucky. He had his hands full when I came out to footy, and he was coaching the B grade and all sorts.
Would you be a man with a bit of attitude, Mitchell?
Not me.
No, not you.
Yeah.
Once again, Nairne moving
great
forward.
grab.
Very good grab taken there. And opposition from Das. Little Stevie Huckster emerges from the underneath the big man.
Quiet day for Steve-O, but he's done some good things. Let's see how he goes by footy. He elects to go wide to Elliott. Now, what's Elliott got for us in store? It's been a mixed bag today. Pushes off the mark, assesses his options. Back to Huckster. Finds him no problem. Do they switch? Yes, they do. Oh, he uses up all the time he had, Stevie Huckster, and they've backpedaled 50 metres here, and their Skinner's right on the last line of defence now. Dangerous looking kick into the middle too. Misses Riley. Oric comes at it. Can he pick it up? He finally does. Gets one in the head. Umpire said no. Back to Stafford. Back to Nitschke. Now back to Elliott under all sorts of pressure. Boundary line is friend. He goes there. Got some assistance in Luke. He gets it on the boot. And they're out. They could be out if this ball sits for Timmy Jenkin. It does. What has the tractor got for us? Kicks the full forward. Big Oz right to his advantage, and he gobbles it up. What champagne footy. Great effort there from Cooper, Luke, James Elliott, and the Sorts.
Good work, particularly by Elliott there. He was under pressure and well called, Mitchie. A great passage of football by the Tigers. So Big Jack gets his second consecutive goal within about 2 minutes. And so the Tigers back in town. In fact, they're in front, 9-10 to 9-6. So fluctuating fortunes of football here after Nairne had dominated that opening half of this term with 5 straight goals. Tigers have hit back with 4 straight.
I think you could finally be seeing the advantage of the breeze here. Just when your legs get a bit tired, the sting goes out of the game. There's less pressure around the footy. It's just all going one way at the moment. Not taking anything away from the Tigers. They have been good and they have finally started to become efficient. So it'll just, we'll wait and see in the last quarter when Nairne have that advantage of the breeze.
So multiples to Matt Fuller and Jack Osborne this quarter for the Tigers. Back in the centre, Fisher having a go in ruck against Big Binders. Ball held in there. And umpire comes in and balls it up again. So, as I said, Binder, Fisher. Binder flicks it forward, bouncing ball. First to get to be Huckster. He's racking up the stats. Missed the target there, Fisher with the handball. Fisher good enough to back up at ground level. Tries to get the ball out under pressure, but
good tackle.
Good tackle applied, and been good pressure all. And Michael Rupchik take the free kick. He just looked to give it off, then decides I'll go back and kick the ball. So Rupchik. Never die asking for Michael Rupchik. His commitment to the game. Handballs back here to Clifford, who's run on. String of handballs comes out into the skipper in Rivington for the Rams. I think he'll come over the top, which he does to Yetch on that left foot. Goes low and honours the leader. Big Sheets betting. The boy from Lock nurses this one forward. I tell you what, Riley comes in, pushes out his opponent, and Rupchik takes the mark and then gets it out here towards King, but overcooked it coming in as Zado. Zado and King combined out wide. He got the runner in...
Chopper. Tractor
Jenkin. Couldn't see him behind the other plate. Taking their ball.
Oh, it was slow-mo. It was in slow-mo on the Pistols.
That Flynn was filming in slow-mo. There is Big Jack Osborne held up by Powell. Powell couldn't clear the man on the mark. Osborne, so the ball deflects out here to Grivell. Was he taken high? Sorry, it was King. Gets a high kick for the Tigers towards the scoreboard pocket, but it's going to beat everyone over the bounds on the full right from the scoreboard. 9-6 Nairne Bremer, 9-10 Lobethal. 4-point margin. The Tigers 29 minutes, so not much longer to go before three-quarter time, Mitchy Weeks.
It's going to be a cracking last term, mate, with the 4-point advantage to the Tigers, but Nairne coming home with the wind. It's got the makings of a good game here as they go to the back pocket, and Hourigan loads up, kicks to centre wing now. There's a contest and Jackie Stafford takes the mark. Pushes, or it's Joe Zado in fact. Yes, it is Joe. They've all got long hair nowadays. It's hard to tell the difference. He assesses his options, looks inboard, goes for the coach. Contested mark. Oh, great crumb there from Riley, although he coughed it up. Comes out. Oh, and the siren's going to beat Revington and the Nairne boys as they were mounting an attack. Wow, we've got a game on our hands, mate.
Absolutely. Nairne, 5 goals. Lobie, 4 for the term. So we have Lobie 9-10 to 9-6. 4-point margin, as Mitchy Weeks said, a game on the hand. So Tigers, bigger fish to fry, obviously, with the finals campaign starting next week. But Nairne, hell-bent on going out with a win for the season of what's been an improved season. So you think Coach Lackenby's final address here for the season will be finish it off, boys. You've, been in this all match. Nairne, 6-point leaders at quarter time, but Tigers led by 7 at half time, and as we said, the Tigers by 4 points here at the final break of the season. So, yeah, contrasting approaches, I suppose, in the last quarter. It'd be nice to win the game, but as we said, Lobie, it was, as the boys did say, it hasn't turned out that way as far as the contest. As they said, a dead rubber, but yeah, the Tigers wouldn't be overly concerned if they did happen to lose.
Yeah, I think
Nice to go in winning form.
it'll be nice. And look, I guarantee you that Coach Fuller's definitely not saying that to him in this three-quarter time address. I think a big part of this last term will be if Nairne can kick straight. With the win, they're going to get their opportunities, I believe, and if they can kick straight, that'll go a long way to them winning. In contrast, if they butcher 3, 4, 5 shots on goal, then it makes it very hard, and I think the Tigers might be too good. So look for that to be a key part of this last quarter. Don't know, we might go down for some key stats, boys. What have you got for us?
Thanks, Mitchy. So, yeah, 40 kicks there for Nairne. They started off the term really well there with they had 7 centre clearances and 6 were in the first half of that quarter. But just unfortunately at the end there, Lobie's boundary work was really good, and they found some key figures in that forward 50 with some space, like Osborne and Fuller. So, unfortunately for Nairne, they just couldn't contain them. But 20 handballs there as well. 20 tackles, they kept tackle pressure up good, and 8 hit-outs there and 16 marks. So there's round out some stats for Nairne. Indy, Lobie.
I'll tell you what, very awkward quarter. Lobethal were dominated in one key stat and dominated themselves in another. They lost the centre clearances badly that quarter, only getting 1 on their own terms and conceding 7 to Nairne. But one stat that saved them from conceding too much from those clearances was their marking stat. 18 marks is their best per quarter in the game so far, and 6 of those were contested, so they started hitting long targets and taking big marks in packs. It helped a lot more. The inside 50 count remained pretty even between the two teams, which is why the margin is only 4 points right now. Tell you what, it's a cracking game on our hands. Neither side really giving much of an inch in disposals either. 40 kicks apiece in that quarter, 21 handballs to 20. Very, very even right now. And also to note, Tim Jenkin, he's had 1 mark for each quarter. He's had 4 handballs in total, and he's also had 14 kicks. So it's a pretty solid game from Tim Jenkin, and Aidan Riley as well. He picked up a bit of pace in the later segments of that quarter, so he's performing really well at the moment, and so are the rest of Lobethal's midfield. They just need to keep it up for 1 more quarter.
And also, Kurt Waterman, he had 6 kicks in that quarter and 3 handballs as well. And Jensch was very good in that quarter with 5 kicks and 2 handballs. So hopefully they can keep it up in the last quarter for the Rams. Back to you, boys.
Good on you, boys. Doing great work as always. And tell you what, hopefully the boys don't end up with a better sunburn out there. Mitchy, out there in the sun, it's quite warm out here on the King Wing and the grassy knoll side of the ground. And, it's great to see when you see other people out in the sunburn. The sunglasses are out. Pity Goldie's not here. There's a dog of a day. There's a goat there. There is actually a goat here. We'll just get Flynn to flying around. There is actually a goat here.
No, that's not a dog, Flynn.
There's actually the goat. We usually have the dog of the day. That is the goat of the day out here at Lobethal Oval. So that could be facing the crowd for next week.
Yeah, very well, could be. It's God's country.
So it is community football, so there you go. Actually, I do remember a Mount Lofty grand final and the bee goats played. They actually did bring along a white goat and had a bee painted on the side. So it was the bee goat in the supporters group. That is a true story back in the 90s.
That's a little Tony Lockett, the pig operation.
There you go. So, getting set here for the final term of minor round football for 2020 here on Hills Footy.
Going to be a cracker.
And I'll get to it in a minute, but one of our fellow commentators just slumming it today, heading down to his chalet in Victor Harbour. We'll get to that in a minute, Mitchy. Some blokes get it easy, don't they? Meanwhile, start of the last quarter here. 4-point ball game in favour of the Tigers. Toss up. 1 down by Voigt. Hands and knee stuff from Riley. Got it out to King. Ryan King goes forward up towards Big Jack territory. Fist away. First get there is Fisher, the skipper. On the left foot, tries to curl it back to the top of the square, but getting back and covering it is the Nairne defence. They bring the ball back out wide. Good use of the body out there. There's that Benny Pring. So once again, Lobie nurking it forward. Comes back to Ryan King. Started off pretty well. Been pretty handy this afternoon. King
dear.
Underground worm burner coming out to meet this Powell, get the ball in front of him. King backs up, intercepts. That's a better kick as he got more leverage to it. Up high, Zaddo. Ball comes down, well done by Foster, fitted out to a teammate, does a blind turn in big butters. Bind a bit slow to get rid of it in the end, the big ruckman, and wrapped up.
Tackle
and it'll
pressure.
be Jake Orick. Yeah, Shane Collins, who's heading down to Victor Harbour. As I said, some people get it easy, but he did send us in a score. Birdwood 8-10, Meadows 8-4 in the Country Division game down there. Of course, Birdwood looking for a top three. Yeah, a bit of a smoky this year for the Country Division Grand Final, of course, which we'll be calling later next month. Shot at goal by Orick.
Oh, he loves it. He loves it, Jakey Orick. Great tackle pressure and goes on to convert with the goal umpire did not move. So good start for the Tigers. They've started to turn well here through a couple of youngsters in Jake Orick, Ryan King, repeat inside 50s there. And yeah.
So inside the first minute, Tigers just stretching their lead to 10 points for a goal through Orick. Leading goal kickers on the ground at the moment, Mitchie, Darcy Hurrigan with 3, Osborne with 3 and Fuller with 3, and the picture show man Nicky Reinfeldt with 2 for the Rams. So can the Rams get that one back? Binder gets it down, taken away by his opposing ruckman and Voigt, though did the good work at ground level. Up here, and that's a good mark taken in front of Zaddo by Powell. Loved his work all season when we've seen him on the quarter wild. He switches play out wide there towards Jevons, I think it is, over the top of his head towards the Lobethal coaching box area. A good tackle applied by Pring. Ring-a-ding Pring brings him to ground, and we'll have a ball up. So good defensive work there by the Tigers.
Right in front of the home crowd too. They would have enjoyed that.
I'd love that. They probably ventured out from the sponsors' lunch and they'd be really loving it. They'd be in full voice, Mitchie, I'd suggest.
Absolutely, mate.
Hopefully the presence in good nick as the ball's nursed along there and out of bounds in front of the old timekeeper's box. In fact, it might have been out in the full by the looks of it. So a Nairne free kick looks like in the distance. The sun beaming down to us as it starts to go over the horizon. Looks like it might be Clifford, I think, in the distance.
Yep.
So Darcy Clifford nurses it back forward. Trapped well by Voigt, handballs it to Zaddo on his own, in turn give it back in the 1-2 to Voigt. Oh, the ruckman has a bounce, streaks away, goes through. Oh, he went around the measure. Then a ruckman kick as he gets coughed over the power, gets out. Here's a chance now. Waterman will set. Waterman gets around Jenkin, puts towards centre half forward. Umpire Wild has to make a bit of a ground to get out of the way. Taken by Nitsky, well tackled by Harrigan of the Jack variety. Plants as the umpire. Harrigan in there again.
It's a good tackle.
Assisted by Nairne Bremer in there as well, so yeah.
All tied up there, about 30 metres out directly in front from Nairne goal. It's well done by Waterman to get it in there, and Mitchie Hine sticks it down the throat of Riley this time. Gets it to Stafford, gives the handball off to King. Couple youngsters combined, gets it on the boot, but only as far as Waterman. He's wrapped up from Voigt from behind. Great tackle.
Obviously not 10 was the call there.
We'll have another stoppage 50 metres out. Yeah,
we
not
almost
quite
set for play of the day there by Big Voigt, but just let himself down, the big man.
And look at him, he's paying for it now. Slow
doing
to get
it
up.
all. Handball, got it back, dummied, 2 bounces, and skewed the kick. Meanwhile, there's been a free kick picked off the ball to Rupchik, I think.
Oh dear. It looks like it's against Stevie Huckster.
Yeah,
not sure where.
You might have to keep a look on the monitor, so if you check that out for us, it's Rupchik. Micah. Only the 2 goals for the season so far. That's what a competitor he is. So set sail towards the goal. Hasn't got the legs. Darts at the back of the bus. Oh, fell into his hands, but in the end, worked over the line there by Stafford. So
it was
minor
just
score.
Hip and shoulder off the ball, mate. Not much in that either, unfortunately.
The umpires warming up for the finals. Got to get their, they're in control.
Yep, that's it. They set the precedent from the get-go. I don't mind so much. Looks like they're going for a huddle configuration here. Chopper Jenkins got the ball. He comes out towards us, Pistols.
So, Jenkins puts it out towards the King wing area. Broadcast setting himself in front. Was Hopgood in the end, he didn't go. Brought to ground by Waterman. Gives it across here to Cross. He's dispossessed for the Rams. So a bouncy ball towards Yench. He was under pressure. Hopgood following up there. Sorry, Cooper Luke. Comes to Jack Hurrigan. Shoots out a handball to his teammate there. And Stumpy Lacudia close to the the boundary line in front of the Randall Mitchell Weeks Pavilion. The umpire will come in and ball it. Pretty good construction you got there, Mitch. I know your old man's in the construction game. He had a hand in that, did he?
Yeah, let's just see how long it lasts, mate. Greville gives over to King. Heads towards the boundary line in the Orick direction. It bounces just inside and comes over. It's just in front of centre wing for the Rams out here, right in front of us, Pistols. Great viewing today at Lobie.
Yeah, good positioning, and once again, thank you to Matt Narodi as T-Bar.
I did have a quick word to T-Bar and let him know that although I'm not out there, I can still get into him from up here.
So
He's been good today, though, T-Bar.
he has, as have all the umpires. Comes out the edge, quick kick away, intercept there by Pring. Pring handballs to Viney. Haven't seen a lot of him this afternoon.
Quiet day. Gives it back to Riley.
Yep, Riley, the pig dog through the centre, shoots the ball wide. A Big Jack. Here's a chance for. We could get the foot race here between Peanut and Big Oz. Ball knocked out by Foster. There's a chance here for Waterman. I think deep is the
Great tackle.
the towers in the way there. No doubt Finn the cameraman would agree with that. We just can't see around there. But they're out of bounds on the right forward flank area. It's towards Waterman.
Just
down
one
there.
to watch. Jakey Oryx laid 3 or 4 real strong tackles here in the last quarter. Fresh legs. I know he's a rotation off the bench, so he's been important.
So Fisher hooked it over the back. Viney quick hands out to Riley, fends off the opponent and gets it back here to the coach. And Fuller goes bang towards the top of the goals. Will it come back enough? No. Big Jack Osborne lingering and then tapped through over the line by Clint Foster.
He's done. All said and done, Big Oz has kicked 3, but he's had a lot of service. So I think Clint Foster's definitely held his own today. I think that's a pass mark for the Rams.
Yep, good work. So a point each has been, sorry, 1 goal, 1 to Lobie, and behind to Nairne raised this quarter so far. Out on the wing area, as we said, the sun's starting to set, so just the sun shining off the Dreammaker here. We need Robbie Sherwood to get rid of the smears on the windscreen. Not doing his job properly, is he?
He's
Need
too
the
busy
squeegee.
on holiday.
Yeah, he's probably down with Colo at the chalet down at Victor Harbour. Bouncing ball, picked up there by Rupchik. Micah, quickly, clever kick.
Oh, great
Has picked
kick.
up Yench, and good vision there by Micah. Under pressure, but just had the presence of mind to lift the eyes.
He says, leave it with me, boys. I've got the journey from here. He'll kick from 52, but he's got a strong
So
tail.
he kicked that first goal, if you remember, a long booming kick against the wing, 5-minute
did
mark
too.
of the game. So, as Mitchie Weeks suggested, journey mightn't be a problem here, accuracy. So, had a few runs with North Adelaide reserves. I tell you what, he kicks it like the North Adelaide great and Kenny Farmer as it goes straight through the middle there, Mitchie Weeks. So, Nairne won't go away. 10-7, Lobethal 10-11 here in the Call of the Wild. 7.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, good call there, Pistols. Definitely, journey was no problem as I have a look at it on the replay. Gets to the top of his mark, just goes through his routine. Trusty left footer. I've seen a lot of goals kicked by left footers today in Yench, Hurrigan, Fuller. It's been great to watch. Might be a bit biased though.
The Molly Duca Club. So, back to the three-quarter time margin of 4 points in favour of the Tigers, 10-11 to 10-7. We'll go down to Jaden and Indy shortly for these vital stats early in the final term. Ball fed out there by Fuller. Taken away here. Will be run down the Tiger boy. Yes, he was. Just perhaps trying to do a bit too much there was Ryan King.
Yeah, had a handball on, should have used it.
So Yench, last goal kicker for the Rams, drives them forward. Mitchie Stitchy, that's a great mark by the Stitchy Mitchie. Mitchie Hine, good son of a gun. We had Nugget on earlier in the season. What some great stories he told about the old Bearsville days. Ball comes off cross towards the Weeks Pavilion pocket, coming out, gathering it there. Looked like it was Jack Hurrigan, but unfortunately, ball over the boundary line. So
Yeah,
throw in here. So
Throw in here.
idle
about
time here.
25 out from Nairne Bremer goal. Voigt and Sheets in the ruck. Voigt gets the tap down. Stevie Huckster, dangerous. Elects to go back towards the boundary. Puts Jack Stafford under the heat. Gets the handball out. Betting. Centres the footy to Hurrigan. Oh, it's just too tall for him. Elliott butters up. Wow, they get away with one there, the Tigers. Although he's no trusty there on the right foot and sets Riley a task. He's up to it. Oric there for help. They sort of paddle it towards centre wing, towards the boundary, although Nairne have done good here. Revington gets the crumb, picks it up. Clean hands from the skipper. Gives it back to Waterman. Kicks it long inside 50. Hurrigan's there. Well done, Tractor Jenkin. Wow, good contested footy there from both sides. And a couple of key names involved there in Hurrigan and Revington. Just clean around the footy pays dividends. So we'll have another ball in about 25 metres out from the Nairne Bremer goal.
Around the grounds, it looks like Mount Lofty's bid for a finals berth has fallen short. Onka Valley 13-11 lead the Devils quite easily, 2-3. As Elliott, I think it is, with the ball, relieving Mark for the Tigers deep in defence. Will he handball or will he be forced to kick?
He'll be forced to kick here, and he's got.
He does. He nurses it up here to track the Jenkins. Made a meal of it, but he managed to control it. Gets over top to Stevie Huckster. He in turn caresses one across here to Coach Fuller. Spilled the mark. He's under big pressure there. Chips the ball in under him. Ooh, well.
Some of the skills are shaky in the back half from the Tigers, and I can put it down to the Nairne Bremer pressure, but those are a couple of uncontested kicks that really should hit. So maybe late in the day, tired legs, Pistols.
So umpire Wild picks up the ball. First to get there be Stafford. Going backwards, finds a teammate. Huckster clearing kick. He'll search for the safety of the line, which he does just around from the Weeks Pavilion in front of the mound, and still a good contingent of Northland supporters here enjoying, pleasant Saturday afternoon.
What a day for the Nairne supporters if they can get over the line here.
Absolutely. Not done yet. Mitchie Hine against Voigt. Stolen there by Viney. Gets a tumbling kick away towards the centre. Bouncing ball. First in. Oh, well done. Ball deflected out here. Direction of teammate there who was grabbed. And, Fisher in the meantime has been grabbed without possession of football.
He's got a long kick. Will he go to Oz? No, elects to go short. Oric. Will he take it on? He does. Big Osborne's down there. Can he get it to his advantage? Oh, he's pressured on the kick.
Yep.
Great run down. And there's some mopping up here done. Binder. Kicks now out. Oh, he's turned it over. Oric, although he drops the sitter, the skills have gone out the window here. Another great run down tackle.
And free kick.
2 in a row.
Yeah. So Nairne, a bit of candy. The ram around the mark, puts it up here. Cooper Luke, as his opponent falls over in cross. So Luke able to gather the ball and nurses up to the veteran in Nitsky. So Nitsky, great career down at Nord, serviceable, and has come back and been a mainstay of the Tigers for a long time. He'll be happy to be back in the finals contention. Spilled off hands there from Powell. Gathered here around the corner. Hopgood, I tell you what, he's got the cobber up already. Except the goal umpire doesn't. We'll have to look. Fred, the cameraman, was right behind that one.
Pistols.
So could we have a controversy here?
He was off and gone, wasn't he?
He had the cobras up, ready to celebrate his first goal of the afternoon, but no, she cried. So it has stretched the margin, though, Mitchie, out to 5 points, 10-12 to 10-7.
It's not quite going to do it. It needs to be a kick.
So 12 and a half gone.
There's a comedy of errors there in that last play too, Pistols. Just turnovers from either side. It's tired legs. It might just be the experienced campaigners here that will get their side over the line.
So Nairne facing the final quarter of an hour of their season. Ball comes out here. Hine was set for it, but the ball was deflected. Getting his boot to it was Powell, right in front of the Dreammaker commentary position. Stumpy Lacudia swoops on it, gets a good handball out to a clear man and Yetch. Yetch nurses one towards Hurricane, uses his body well. Can he turn the bouncing ball? Can Das gather it? Yes, he can. Strides in an open goal. Rather proppy, but he's got it through for his 4th for the afternoon. And Nairne hit the front 11-7 to 10-12.
A key play there from Jackson Lacuda. Keep that ball in, release Yench with that handball. Advantage side, and once again, Darcy's just too good. One out in the 50. He's got the paddock down there, Pagan's paddock or Darcy's paddock, and just turns his defender inside out, runs on. Easiest goal you'll see. So a 1 point margin, as you mentioned, to the Nairne Bremer Rams. It sort of puts the ball back in the Tigers' court, Pistols.
Yep, good work by Lacudia there. Got it across to his teammate, and as you said, ended clear. So back in the centre, the duel in the sun continues here on the last Saturday in August and in winter. In fact, a bit of push and shove there. Funnily, a Rupchik being involved in it. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Anyway, back in the centre, off the ball, the big dog comes in and just says, out of the way, boy. So Rupchik, Riley, great work by Rupchik. You can't knock these blokes' endeavour. Finally, a clearing kick away by Viney for the Tigers. Nearly a sensational mark taken there for the Tigers. Ball was spilled out. That was Hopgood. Finally comes out into Foster. Clearing ball out here. Nitsky might be the first get there. He's got a teammate support there of Hopgood, who's bounced back after that marking attempt. Finally gathers the ball, puts it back in. Lumbering out his big junk, got his hands to it, brings it down. Where's the crummers? Osborne's got to do the work on his own. Yench in there, wrapped up also by Powell, all over him like a cheap suit. So ball held in there, centre forward, and Tigers pushing forward here, Bitchy.
Yeah, it looks positive for the Tigers. A couple of good plays, just can't put it all together, and it looks like they'll get a free kick here. They will. Big binder, can't take on the huge Oz, just runs straight up his back. And as it looks like Riley's going off with the blood rule, he is. And there's a fair bit of push and shove going on, bit of feeling in this one, and the Nairne boys are feeling it. There's no surprise to see Elijah Rupchik in and under and throwing his weight around, and so is his brother Micah. They're both in it.
Well, tag team with it, you know that.
It's good to see a bit of feeling in this one.
So, Big Jack Osborne already kicked 3 this afternoon. Chance here. Nairne leading by a point, 11-7 to 10-12, so the former Sturt Premiership player, not his best effort. I think James Elliott could probably kick better than that at the moment. Mitchie, his ball bounces out there wide. They might have to have a kick-off during the week.
In the old school fashion, that is a
push.
mung. And, yep, T-Bar's found a hold in the ball decision. Lukey Nitschke's got it. And once again, a bit of push and shove going on off the ball. And I think it's a credit to these Nairne boys. They're feeling it. They're feeling in the contest. They're definitely up for it. And Lukey Nitschke, the wind's not going to help him at all here. He's in the far pocket playground side. He's going to have to start this left and bring it back right.
Kicked the goal in the second term, sets it up high. Obviously, he didn't have the earpiece in, Mitchie, to listen to, so it's drifted right across the face and out of bounds on the full. A half-time score that we had in the country division, which was the match of the day. Ironbank 13-12 led at Gumaraka 7-6. So looks like Ironbank on the way to an undefeated minor round season.
It's good to see out there, the Thunderers.
But don't write off the reigning premier, because I know Gumaraka, Shane Collins, a big fan of them. So high kick. Das up the field. Sport from behind by Voigt out over the boundary line on the true king wing area. Big Das picks himself up. Lumbers back the big man.
Just be wary, Aidan Riley off the ground at the moment with a blood rule.
Okay.
The play's really opened up, and he's good for the Tigers inside mid. So chance for Nairne to get on top here through the Rupchik boys.
Oh, King was in French. Voigt goes to ground. Was that a high tackle applied by Big Binder? No, said umpire. Umpire Holmes, I think it is, comes in. So the two big men pick themselves up and will go at it again. So it'll be hot work, and this unseasonal sun comes down to King. Oh, ducks his head, holds onto the ball, and well.
Umpire just blindsided
there.
Yeah. It's been good. They've put the whistle away, just let him play.
As you know, Mitchie, they can't pay what I can't see.
That's right.
So big men go at it again. Binder, Voigt got his hands to it. Binder got his second work at it. Then does some work at ground level. Also sliding there was Rupchik. Eventually comes back there with Voigt. The big man has turns and studies, puts it up towards another big man. And it's Fisher, the skipper, taking a good contested mark, falling mark.
He looks inside. What's he got? He's going the trusty Hail Mary to Big Oz.
Oh!
And he's got it. He's swallowed it. And much to the delight of the home crowd, he's
that was like waiting for the bus to arrive, wasn't he? Just placed himself there. It'll be here in a minute and I'll get this.
You can almost see it when he puts his hands up, can't you, Pistols? It's got his name written on it. He won't miss this.
So for his fourth.
Umpire does not move. He's a very trusty kick, that last one being an exception. And they do answer. They answer in good fashion. So they go 5 points up, the Tigers. It's a great game. Could we have a draw? I might call it right now, Pistols.
Well, get on the phone, quick, get on the sports bet.
Yeah, could be a final minor round draw.
11-12 to 11-7. So, battle in the sun here.
I feel like the Rams have got another goal in them here, Pistols. For sure.
So, 5-point ball game. Coming out to 19 minutes. So, last quarter went for about 30, so we could expect perhaps 8 or 9 minutes longer in the season here for Nairne. Can they go out with a win? In the centre, Binder got the ball down, stolen away though. He's run down by Nairne, bouncing ball. Fuller, in comes his Powell. First get that is Luke. Oh, great tackle played by Powell. What's he paid here? Too high, or thought he was going to pay too high there. So did
High
Luke.
fend off, I believe.
Yeah,
Gee
okay,
whiz.
the old Dusty Martin don't argue. So in the
Gee
meantime,
whiz.
Powell puts it towards a cricket pitch over the head there, tumbling in the Nairne. Was he
he's
pushed?
picked out another
Umpire
free
said he
kick.
was pushed. So it looks like it's Clifford in the centre of the ground in the cricket pitch area to take the resultant
Been
free
good
kick.
today, Clifford.
Umpire Wild did say push
Yep.
when the ball was not within 5 metres. So Clifford goes long, lumbering out. Big Das got his hands to it. Needs a crummer. Nearly
Lakuta.
found one there. Was Lakuta, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Ball out in the shadows now in front of the canteen. wing.
Jeevens and Grivell want to go on with it a little bit just to make sure it's really over the line. So
quickly, Jaden and Indy, just a couple of stats quick.
Cheers, Pistols. So, yeah, 24 kicks, 16 handballs, and 4 marks there for Nan. Indy?
So right now we got 32 kicks, 17 handballs, and 8 inside 50s for Lobethal. They're making the most of the little entries they get, and they're also getting a bit of centre clearance momentum back, which is helping too.
Thanks, boys. We'll come back to you for a more lengthy summary shortly. Exciting times here.
Hurrigan couldn't quite mark, and Stevie Huxter will happily see it out about 20 metres out from the Nairne Bremer goal.
Very probably there, the Dars.
Yeah, he's struggling to move around there at all, but once again, as soon as the footy sort of comes, a bit like Oz, comes within a 5 metre radius, he's all right.
I'm sure if they get over the line, he'll be rubbing it down with a red can. Ball comes out here. Cross. Puts it up high with the left foot. But offline again, just fails out of bounds. On the full next to the behind post, so Timmy Jenkins will take the resultant free kick. So 21 minutes have ticked over. 5-point ball game. 11-12 plays 11-7 here on the call of the Wild. Trust you're enjoying our live coverage. And don't forget, tomorrow afternoon from 1:30, actually from noon, the under-16 girls grand final, and full commentary of 1:30 for the women's open final between Uraida Districts and Blackwood. Looking forward to that. Comes down to Powell, tries to shrug his way. Oh, King steals the ball, gets a toe poke up the line. Finally fed out here to the experienced one in Nitsky. Nurses the ball up the line. It's all Nans back there. Revington and Foster. Revington goes to ground, gets it back to Foster. Foster, little dinky kick, intercepted here by Hop. Good. Oh, spin it before he got it. Took his eyes off the ball. Comes out here towards Clifford. Nitsky backed up, goes to ground under pressure from Clifford. So perhaps an opportunity missed there for the Rams.
Yeah, once again, mate, it's not the cleanest game. Obviously, conditions playing a part. So, ball up here, half forward for the Tigers. Fisher knocked down there by Binder. Nitschke gets his hand to it first. Shrugs off one, ball comes out. Now it's wrapped up. He's wrapped up by Rupchik.
He looked at the umpire, didn't he, as he had it in the headlock?
He wanted it. He wanted it.
But clever umpire by Robbie Wald.
He balls it up again. Fisher and Binder go at it again. Good tap down there from Binder again. Rupchik, great no-look handball to Yench. He kicks it down to half forward for the Rams. Hurrigan one out. Elliott does extremely well. And the Tigers will take that little win. And on a day that sort of hasn't been his, Elliott will take that little win also. So
I tell you what, a Dars kick 4, but Elliott had his moments.
He's had his moments, that's for sure.
Probably one of the most difficult assignments in Hills football, standing
Absolutely.
out.
With no
Meanwhile, ruck contest, there's been a free kick picked out to Mitchie Horn. He's paid advantage. Rupchik runs on with the ball. Everyone stopped. The umpire said play on. So Micah Rupchik has put him back in front by the barest of margins. 12-7, Mitchie Weeks. 11-12 Tigers. 23 minutes gone and game still on.
That's a great goal. It's courage there. It would have been a set shot from 30 metres out, 45-degree angle, but Rupchik of the Micah variety just said, oh, I'll put you on my shoulders, boys. Took the advantage, weaved through a couple and finished off stylishly. So well done to the young man, and makings of an exceptional game here. 1 point the margin. So can the Tigers go down and respond? 23.5 minute mark now. So as T-Bar brings it back to the middle.
I think we've said all afternoon what a cracking game of football this has been, and second versus eighth, and whets the appetite for the final series. Comes out to Jens. He ran into a brick wall there in Nitsky. Knocked the wind out of his hobbles off Jens. Meanwhile, the ball out here is locked in. And Nick Jens just showing the effects here. But yeah, cracking game of football. Cracking day for it. Voigt palms the ball down, quick kick away for Lobe. Coming to meet it, overcooking it. Clifford back there. Oh, perhaps a free kick off the ball as Powell grabs the ball for the Rams, sweeps it out wide. First to get there be Jeevens. We'll see Butters up well at ground level to hold the ball in there. So Rams clinging to a point margin, 12-7 to 11-12. 24.5 minutes gone here. Ring-a-ding, as they say, Mitchie Weeks.
Another disappointing observation I've just made. We haven't seen Brady Dorr on the field since half-time, Pistols. So wonder what's going on there. So there are a couple down there, the Tigers, as Rupchik brings it out. He's a man possessed at the moment. Finds the boundary line about half forward to the centre wing.
The Tigers' Foreign Legion being hit with
hamstring
at the wrong time. Yeah, With, of course, obviously Alex Giorgio joined us at half-time, and now Brady Dorr, who has been a bit sus throughout the season. Of course, Jack Andrew also missing. Jack Bampton, high kick out here. Puckster using the body well there. Taken by Big Betting, the Sheets. Gets it out wide to the run of a teammate. Was he infringed? No, right in front of the Lobethal coaching box there. No doubt they'll be a little bit nervous at this stage of the season. As it won't affect their finishing position, but it'd be good to go into the finals with winning form. Mitchie, 11-12, 12-7, 1 point margin to Nairne Bremer. One of the best quarter wild games we've seen this year. As ball once again locked up there. Fed out the back door. It's tough in the trenches out there at the moment. Mitchie Weeks, your style of stuff, mate.
Yeah, I love this stuff, mate. It's all hard, in tight footy. It's going to be whoever can get the clearance here. It's dead centre wing, far side or clubroom side to us. And then once again, we have a tap down and another stoppage. How's the numbers around the footy here, Pistols? There's about 3 pairs inside either 50. The rest are all around this
like
contest.
a rolling rugby scrum. Desperation here.
Tractor Jenkins gets a clearing kick forward. Big Oz is there. What's he got? He goes up, can't quite. Brings it to ground. Oric, he's wrapped up in a tackle, and a good one at that to avoid infringing.
Actually, a couple of Nairne defenders flying against Jack Osborne there, but they want to be aware of the crummers. They don't want to let a loose man if they're flying against the big Jack. So, ruck, duel. Binder got it down. Foster tried to get it forward. Finally, a clearing kick by the picture show man, Ryanfeld. Bouncing clear, taken by big Betting. Bouncing ball. There it is! There it is! And look at the Nairne boys! It's like they've won the grand final. They are ecstatic. A great win to close their season. 12-7 to 11-12. A 1 point ball game in favour of the Nairne Rams. And wow, their supporters on the hill here, they're loving it, Mitchie, and full credit to them. They just, as we said, they didn't.
They love it, mate.
It is like a
Absolute
grand
scenes
final.
here.
Fantastic scenes, and if ever they deserve to be a part of the Division 1 competition, they've shown it this afternoon.
Absolutely.
And good on them as they get around it.
What a great feeling for them. As we said, everything to play for heading into the off-season, the silly season, and they've really accounted for themselves well here. That's incredible performance.
As we go down to Jaden and Indy quickly for a couple of stats.
So we'll start with the full-time stats, I suppose. Look, in all honesty, I think it was a pretty well-composed effort from Lobethal. Their disposal count was a healthy 39 extra advantage with 27 extra handballs. So kicking was similar between the two teams. They used it pretty lightly, I found, mostly just to hit targets. But the handballing game, Lobethal seemed to handle pretty well. It was just the centre clearances, which they dropped off on in the second half. They still won the game total by 6, but in the second half, they actually lost it by 2. So that was a bit of a disadvantage for them. Inside 50s were very similar across the board. They just managed to win that stat by 2. Most of the major stats in their favour, except for one key area, tackling. They clearly didn't put 100% of the effort in today, Lobethal, because they lost the tackle count by 48. Now, you know, when they put that effort in, they could definitely be really dangerous. So that was just a slightly underwhelming area. But also, I think they'll just need to try and make sure that composure going forward results in a few more scores in the coming week.
Hang on, boys, we just broke out there. We've got down to Mitchie Weeks. Got an interview down at ground level.
The winning formula. Yeah, we just tried to make sure we started well every quarter. Can't have any lapses, and luckily we did enough at the start of each quarter to let us die behind it.
What was the message from the coach? Like, what few things to focus on? Obviously, everything to play for, nothing to lose today. Yeah, what was the message?
Oh, mate, we just want a year and a high and bloody look forward to next year. So that's what it was. Just be clean around the footy, get it to the big boys.
And you were man possessed there in the last quarter. It was good to see you and your brother getting into it. Took it right up to him, so congrats, mate. Enjoy the win with a few red tins tonight.
Plenty of red tins, mate. Thank you.
Good luck. Thanks, mate. Back to you, mate.
Thank you very much there to Mitchie Weeks. Catching up there at the end with Micah Rupchik. As we'll go back down to Jaden and Indy and continue on from where you were, boys.
Well, I actually covered the majority of the stats, thankfully. So overall, it was just, it was mostly Nairne's ferocity and effort that won them this game, and it was really close. So Lobethal, they've got so much quality to go into the finals, but it proves that if they don't put 100% into every game, they could fall far behind, and conceding too many scores from their back end is also a bit of a concern. But look, they're going into finals. This is a game that they didn't need to win, so I'd say Lobethal, they just want to focus on the future right now. But let's talk about Nairne, Jaden.
Thanks, Indy. So yeah, wonderful outcome for Nairne. Great victory there. They had 147 kicks and 73 handballs for the game. They had 34 in that quarter. They also had 52 marks in that quarter as well. In the game as well. And they had 36 hit-outs and 106 tackles. They're tackling today, which is unbelievable for the Rams. So just pressuring. And yeah, just unreal from the Rams there today. Their conversion rate was 46%, 41 inside 50s for 19 conversions. So 46%, which in the conditions was very good there. So yeah, overall, great victory there for Nairne. And who only averaged a score of 14 in the last quarter for the year. They got 19, and also they only averaged a score of 12 in the last quarter. And yeah, they got 3 goals. So that was a big positive for Nairne. And for Lobethal, They averaged 21, a score of 21 in that last quarter, and only got 12. So that's unfortunately they just couldn't get the goals in the last quarter to win them the game. So, but yeah, and also it was nearly the record for the highest aggregate score, which was 158, which was in round 4 last year between these two sides, and it was 157 this time. So just 1 point behind that one. But yeah, obviously it was the first time that Nairne has beaten Lobie here. So great victory for Nairne and a great game of footy, boys. Unbelievable. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much to Jaden and Indy down on the boundary line. Great work as per usual, just giving us all the stats that matter. And I suppose the only thing that matters is for Nairne, 12-7 had defeated Lobie 11-12, and as Jaden hinted, the first win by the Rams here at Lobie, but now back-to-back wins. Winning streak, 2 games over the Tigers, and their 3rd win for the season. So, yeah, they've certainly thrown off that wooden spoon tag they had last year, Mitchie.
Yeah, it's good.
As we said, the 2 most improved sides for the season. Obviously, Lobie coming from, they both only won the 2.
Yep.
Lobie going on to bigger and better things, perhaps, and Nairne finished off with a great win here this afternoon, as we said, 12-7 to 11-12. Just quickly, Mitch, as we look at the leading goal kickers, Darcy Hurrigan with, just add them up, 4. That's right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Scotts Creek College I went to, not Lenswood. So 4 goals to him. Yetch with 2, Nicky Ryanfelt with 2, Micah Rupchik with 2, including the sealer. And Big Jack Osborne with 4 and Matty Fuller with 4 were the leading scorers for the Tigers. So, as we heard the boys say, you spoke to Micah Rupchik about how they approached the game. Matt Fuller, what would be his message at the moment in the rooms?
Oh, look, I think obviously disappointment, but you've almost, like they say in golf, mate, 10 steps and you're on to your next shot. I think they can't dwell on it, especially with the week they got ahead.
10 shots and you're on to your next shot.
Yeah. Sometimes depends who you're playing with. But I think they just got to put the wall up, be disappointed, but get around each other tonight and look forward to a final series. As you said, 2015 was the last final series. Yeah, there'd only be a handful of players left from that previous one, so I think they've just got to put it behind them and move on to bigger and better things. Obviously, Nairne, all credit to them, take nothing away from them. They were superb today. I don't think they could have done anything more than they did. They were, yeah, definitely up and about, and they'll take that in. Hopefully, that locks in a few players for next season, just on that win and carrying some momentum. Who knows, the off-season can do some funny things, but winning the last game against the 2nd seed side on their home deck definitely plays a role in keeping some interest around the club.
Now, speaking of interest, today's round was very interesting, the composition of the final 5. Well, we can tell you Blackwood 17-7, Mitchie, pretty good kicking there, have defeated Mount Barker 10-8, so a near 7-goal victory. So Mount Lofty have lost miserably, as with last score we had with 13-11 to 2-3, so it means the final 5 teams stay the same. But I think it looks like Mount Barker and Blackwood will play again next week in the elimination final. And Lobie will be facing Onka Valley. The regional derby once again in the qualifying final as Harndorf sit out, finishing as minor premier. So, so some interesting results to finish the season. What's been a very good season, a shortened season, but full of some entertaining football, that's for sure. And well, fantastic effort by Nairne. Just quickly, if you want to go through some of your best that caught your eye before we go.
I think Micah Rubchik, for me, was definitely the game winner. He was excellent in the final term, as you said, finished up with 2 goals and the game winner, but his general play all around the footy, he was, definitely dominant. Look, your usuals, Yanch, Waterman, Cross was good early, but tailed off late. It was really an all-round contest. As I said, Peanut Foster was good down back there. You'd probably take that game from him again if you were to have it next week. But I think, and the Tigers...
Can they get him up for another season, the big fella?
I don't know. I think he's been playing mainly too, so that was a strategic move to bring him up just for that assignment. So I think that's definitely a pass.
I don't know if he's still involved, but he was also involved in coaching the 18s at one stage. I don't know if that's still the case.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure either, but he's a good man, Clint.
Great.
But so I think it was an all-round effort. In terms of the Tigers, you had Riley, Tim Jenkins was good, Matt Fuller was obviously good kicking 4, and Oz with his 4, but they've just got to put this one behind them, mate, and move on.
So, Dorr, Giorgio, Bampton, possibly to come back in that side. We don't know. It'll be very interesting in the Mitchie Weeks medical room this week. I know because of you, they've actually named it after you. I guess always in there, mate. But, it's going to be a big week for the Lobethal trainers.
Yeah, it'll be...
No doubt Thumbs Froling will be working pretty hard.
Yeah, Froles will be in there slaving away, no doubt. And, it will be interesting because... Don't know whether you risk, sending players in underdone when you've got a double chance. There's plenty for the coaching staff to think about, and if they don't get up, then it's up to the players to fill the spots. The B grade, as you mentioned, are in. So
they got the depth there.
So
as
let's
you said, it's been a major improvement this year. So
see how we go, eh?
All right then, well that just about wraps up things here and also wraps up our minor round coverage. Where's it gone? But obviously a shortened season this year, Mitchie. But we're down to the business end of the season, mate, and certainly looking forward to that. And look, thank you very much for joining us here this afternoon. I'm sure we'll be calling on your services, no doubt, through the major.
No worries, mate, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Love to have your comments and your insight into the Lobethal Footy Club and some of their players. And also to Jaden and Indy, thank you once again for your good work with the stats. To Matt the roadie for once again getting up at Sparrows and getting the Dreammaker in a great position there in the King Wing at the Valley of Praise. To Flynn Rogers, once again the Prince of Cameraman, and to Dallas Rogers for one of the great work he does as producing this show. And obviously we've got to thank our sponsors, supporters, Sports Interactive, Mortgage Choice, Jarrett Nissan, Business Plaza, Adelaide Star Buses, Chris Shaw Accounting, and of course those wonderful people at Dartfish who make all the coverage of Hills football happen. So to all our everyone who helps out, thank you very much. Now don't forget, as I said, big weekend of football coverage at Balhana Oval tomorrow, the Under-16 Girls Grand Final. Mitchie, this will be... some people told me you used to play a bit like a girl, so we can actually go and see.
I'm looking forward to this, mate.
Onka Valley, undefeated Onka Valley, are taking on Harndorf in the Under-16 girls. We will be covering that game live from noon. We will have the footage, perhaps with a little bit of commentary. But then from 1:30, the HFLW Open Grand Final, defending Premier Raider Districts take on Blackwood. We'll have a full commentary with that from 1:30, and also the radio coverage is available on Lofty 88.9 FM. So. Looking very much forward to a Super Sunday as we highlight the closure of the Hills women's football season for 2020. So, as I said, that wraps it up here. If you're a Nairne supporter, you'd be very happy finishing the season on a high note, beating the second place Tigers by the barest of margins, Mitch, 12-7 to 11 to a 1 point margin in favour of Nairne Bremer. But Lobethal live to fight another day as they make the return to the finals arena for the first time since 2015. So that must be pretty exciting for the club.
Absolutely, mate. Looking forward to it.
All right, I think we've done a good job here this afternoon. We better go and replenish ourselves, restock, rehydrate, as they say.
Sounds
Mitch,
good to me, mate.
Mitchie Weeks, thanks for joining us. You're an absolute star. So on behalf of all the team, this is Pistols saying we'll catch you tomorrow. Until then, keep on chasing your goals.